to the Brew Hustlers Spiritual Sauce Podcast with me, Mambo Royalty, Brittany, and Kiera. On this podcast, we discuss various topics on all things spiritual. Um, if you've been following us and our schedule, you know that tonight we are going to be discussing music and the portals it opens. All right, we are going to have a point where you guys can ask questions. Okay, so you guys will be able to do that. Um, if there's something that we are just talking about at that moment and want to know if you guys have questions, we'll also let you know, like, hey, look, right now you can ask questions. All right. So, who wants to go first?
Not I.
You never want to go
She
first.
said not I. Well, it's your turn. I think I went last time.
It is her turn
Oh
because you
oh
did
my
go last
gosh. Why
time.
do y'all gotta agree?
Because
It's you.
it is what it is.
Okay, so one person that I have learned not to listen to is The Weeknd because something is wrong with that man.
Dang, what you got against the weekend?
I used listen. I used to listen to him when I was like really depressed and I was fighting depression and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm not in that place, I can't even vibe to him. Like some of his songs, like I will still vibe to him, but most of the time, I can't do it.
See, and with me, I could always vibe with his music, some of it, not all of it.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
I don't
Some
like,
of it, not all of it.
yeah, like to be honest with you, YB is the only artist who I can
Yeah.
listen to all of, his music. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like Nicki Minaj, I can listen to all her music. You get what I'm saying? I love Carla Ray. Okay. I love Flo Milli. Okay. Flo Milli got bars as fuck. Um, but other than that, mm, uh, Doechii, I could listen to her. You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
know what I like Doechii. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like her.
Doechii got bars as fuck too. Like, and Carla Ray got bars.
Yeah,
Carla Ray
yeah,
got like
yeah.
big bars. Um, like I like what she doing with her music now. Megan got bars. I don't care what nobody
Yeah.
say. I know
Oh,
Megan
yeah, I
got.
like Megan too.
I know she got going on what she got going on, but it doesn't take away from her as an artist.
Who she is, right?
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
her
saying? Like
talent.
Megan is a phenomenal artist. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like the total package. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really listen to her music and get bored. You may disagree with who she is outside of music, but musically she delivers. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Musically she definitely delivers. But if that didn't answer your question about like anybody else, like Ice Spice, I listen to some of her songs. But other than that, I don't listen to them other females because for me, I got girls, and I don't want to listen to a woman who's I mean Megan do kind of be a little masculine at times, in some of the things that like in her lyrics she says, but she's not as masculine as all these other females. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
She doesn't give prostitute energy. You get what I'm
right.
saying? Um she just doesn't give that. Like I don't really listen to artists who are like on that do like the prostitution, the manliness. Like, let the man be the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for a woman who is supposed to be tapped into her divine feminine for her to be masculine. You get what I'm saying? And like, it's just too much for me. Just honestly, like, I can't vibe with it. But other than that, YB, Chris Brown, you know,
I like Chris Brown too.
yeah, like, I think all of us have been, listening to Chris Brown since Chris Brown first came out, but
But you know
um
what? See, music for me is how I feel about people. Like, I love me some music, and
right.
I think it's one person I can't get into it with, no matter what he do. Rod Wave. I can't do it.
Nope.
I can't.
Nope.
Yeah, no, can't do Rod Wave. Nope. Can't do the weekend.
Like, I told one of the kids, I was like, if there was a top 2,000 of artists that you listen to, he wouldn't be in that.
Yeah, he would not.
Like, I'd rather go to country. I'd rather go to country, rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously African, but I'd rather go to any other genre of music before I can't. Like no lie, when to be honest with you, like, if Rod Wave come on, I mute the TV because we watch videos a lot. I mute the TV. If Drake come on, I'm muting the TV. Okay.
Right.
If Moneybagg Yo come on, I'm muting. Nope, I don't want to hear it. Like, nope, I do not want to hear it. Lil Durk for sure. I turn the TV off. Like, me, like Kendrick Lamar, turn the TV off. Quit playing. Me and my husband we was at the casino, and like, normally when we go to the casino, like, we book, like, we book a room for the weekend, or for what, weekday, whenever it is we there, we book a room. So we were asleep, and I had my MacBook. My MacBook was on YouTube, and it was playing music. We was listening to YB before we fell asleep. I heard Lil Durk voice in my sleep, and I was like, YouTube, what is wrong with y'all? Oh no, we don't do that here. I ain't never closed my laptop so fast. After after shutting it down and everything, I closed that laptop fast as hell, because nah, I don't listen to Lil Baby. I can't.
No. Right, I don't listen. I can't listen to. I'm not into that drill stuff too tough. I'm not into like I still listen to Tupac shit. I don't.
Right.
Right.
Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill.
Right, listen, especially Lauryn Hill. So
I love Lauryn.
I don't know. I can't get into it. Even with my brother, he want to hear all kinds of stuff, and he just, hey, shoot him up, beat him up, and I'm looking at him like, you
like, are you okay?
And ain't been a day in the hood. I'm like, you ain't never even sat on the corner. What is you talking about?
Boy, what is you doing?
And you don't even know, right? Like, what? So I can't. And then I have to agree though. It definitely changes people also.
Yeah, it does.
What you listening to?
It does. It like when you listen to music that's depressing, you begin to come depressed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why I say I wouldn't say I don't like him, because that's too much power to give to him. But I just not understanding why every album has to be sad. Like, if the first one, okay, I get it, but you're crying in each song that you make. It's like you're attracting people, and then it's not. Is it really worth making your money to put together all these people who are clinging to sadness. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
why not make a song to get them out of that place?
Right.
Or, something that make them feel good. But I shouldn't go to a funeral and hear all your songs. That's how you know you sad. When
Right.
you sad, your
And then
music is
too,
being played when it's
like,
on the funeral.
like Zero did that. You get what I'm saying? Zero would make you feel like, hey, look, I was in this position where I was sad, but I'm up now. You know what I'm saying? This is how I handled this situation to get from her. You get what I'm saying? Pimp C was just always on some good vibe pimp shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like certain artists, they put you right. They put you in this era of something you can relate to. People could relate with NWA. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you was living in LA like I was, because we were dealing with what was happening in LA. Like, we were watching this movie the other day. It got Tyrese in it. And it was some movie where, they was having like some type of riots in LA, and he kept trying to save his son from like getting into stuff bad, but his son just kept like getting pulled into it. So the police was messing with them when they should have been messing with other people, just being honest. And when they did that, I had to walk out because it brought me right back to the times where I've had encounters with the police and I was finna cry. So I walked out. I just walked out because I was like, you know what? I can't deal with this right now. You know what I'm saying? But for some of us, for some of us who have dealt with these situations, that's real for us. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be real for someone else or something that they can relate to. But I was saying that in a reading that I had did earlier for the air signs, which I haven't uploaded yet, but I was saying that some people, because just like we talking now, in the reading I was doing, it was coming up that somebody's being abused. Now, everybody who see this video is not going to be abused, right? But there are going to be some people who have dealt with that abuse and bullying. So there are going to be some people who can relate to this, or maybe you can relate to it because it did happen in your past, or maybe this is a warning for your future, right? But when people look at these things, they look at these things and they look at it as not with the open mind. You get what I'm saying? And like everything I look at, everything I do, I try to do it with the open mind. And that's just me being me. I can't speak for anybody else. So that's why I'm just like, man, I don't know, because some people be like, what's wrong with you? That artists go hard. And I be like, you don't even be knowing. These people be getting their music wrote for them. And then you have to look at what music does to you as a person. How do you feel? You get what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden you get in this trance and 3-4 hours be done passed by. And you like, dang, where time went? You done time jumped. You get what I'm saying? And don't even know what's what. So that's why I'm like, it's you gotta be careful. You definitely gotta be careful.
Especially when it's music written by others, so it's not truly from that person, that's from their mouths. So their intentions are different already than the person that's singing those lyrics. So it's like, that's a lot of, I'm learning that that's a lot of energy.
Exactly.
To be quite honest. Because the energy of that writer, the energy of the people, even the people who put the beats together. You get what I'm saying? Like, like what was your intention when you made this? Like, you're literally cooking up something that's like an alchemist. You're really putting stuff together to profit, to build something off of. And so, that's a heavy one right there.
Exactly.
That's pretty heavy. My favorite getting money artist is Toby and Dolph. Everybody, Toby and Dolph. I like them.
I can vibe with that. I can vibe. I can definitely vibe with that. That's and it's this other girl. Like her name is Tony. You guys should like look her up.
Oh yeah.
Tony, she's like this badass goddess, and like all her songs are like abundance and clearing out negative energy. I'm cleaning up, baby. I'm listening to Tony. I'm doing magic. I'm listening to Tony. You get what I'm saying? Or Scorpio moon.
With the eye,
you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like it's gonna always be Vodou type of music. You know what I'm saying? Or Orisha music that I'm listening to because I'm trying to bring. That's the energy I'm trying to bring in.
Right. And so that's interesting because I didn't know that it was like that big. I gotta look that up now that you said that. I didn't notice that. Like, oh yeah, girl. You listen to eBay. Yes, girl. Yes. Let me see here. What other people's? Shucks. Damn. I ain't even got everything in this Apple. Apple ID. No. I had to use a different Apple ID, so I don't got all my stuff for real. Oh. I gotta rebuild my playlist. Yeah, no, I definitely gonna check that out now. I ain't know like that. I'm interested. Oh yeah, it's plenty of music out here. You just gotta find it. Gotta be looking for it. Yeah.
Bro, who is burning? Tell Chelsea, I think whatever he cooking is burning. Like whatever he is cooking is burning.
Get out the kitchen, Chauncey. Get out the kitchen now.
That's the thing. He not in the kitchen.
Oh shit! Well, get in the kitchen, boy.
He not in the kitchen. He's not even in the kitchen. Okay.
That's gonna cook.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like the light. It like really set the mood. You know what I'm saying? It really do set the mood. Huh? Cause I'm just like, bro, they don't have to cook for 12 days, you know? Jeez, sir. What are you doing? Okay, I don't know what I just did, but I need to not do that again. Cause I definitely messed something up. Yeah, I was trying to see the chat. And I couldn't see the chat. You weird. Okay. But so I was trying to wait for a few more people to get on so they don't miss the topic that we're gonna talk about with the music in the portals. So I'm not going to just really keep waiting, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to like be too further down off in the message. But what do you guys, the thing I was gonna say first though was the way divine timing works is crazy, because before I even knew anything about the movie Sinners coming out, I had already talked to the divine, and the divine is who gave me the list of topics for the for the podcast. So being that the divine is the one who gave me the topics for the podcast, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and type, the first 9 episodes in, and we'll go from there. Well, when we were in, I think it was episode 3, Kiara, the Divine gave me like 20 more episodes.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
So I was like, the way that this happened, we end up doing the music and the portals it opens this Tuesday, and the movie Sinners just came out Friday. Which I went to go see, by the way. Absolutely amazing. Everybody should see it, regardless of what people have to say about it. You know what I'm saying? You should go see that movie.
I'm going to see it this weekend.
Yeah, like everybody should go see that movie, because that movie was very good. The movie Sinners was very, 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 very good. Like, not just because Michael B. Jordan was in there, okay, but also because the things that they were showing in the movie. You know what I'm saying? The things that they were showing in the movie were really catching my attention. Okay, and I was just like, whoa. Like, there's been times I've went to the movie theater and I fell asleep during the movie. I was completely awake the entire time that movie was on. Okay, completely awake. And the thing about it was, when Sammy played that his guitar that first time, my foot was tapping. My foot was tapping. When the guy who plays the harmonica was telling his story about how he knew those prisoners, I immediately understood what it meant when artists would hum the way that they hummed back then. You get what I'm saying? And they hummed that way because it was so much pain and power behind it. That humming, and then them turning their head to the side because you seen something, you witnessed something that was, that was hurtful and heartbreaking. And when the same guy introduced Sammy and told Sammy it was his time to play, and Sammy played, they started talking in Sinners, and they were like saying that how music has been known to open up portals, and how some people can open up these portals through their voice and by the things that they're saying within these songs. You know what I'm saying? And it started showing all cultures of spirits popping up. And when I say I got chills, I got chills. Because I was like, oh my God, because I have being in Vodou, when you drumming down the spirits with the drums, everybody like, ooh, they playing the drums. Ooh, like that's like the biggest part of the ceremony is the drum ceremony. And everybody loves when they're playing the drums. But the thing is, it's like it sends you into that mode like it does when you're in church and they're playing the drums in the church, and the keyboard, the person on the keyboard is hitting their stuff on the keyboard. And the choir is singing, and then you start seeing people do what? Catch the Holy Ghost. You get what I'm saying? So music and portals is so tethered together, it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? And it shows our spiritualism through all our cultures. You know what I'm saying? Through all our cultures, it shows our spiritualism. And to me, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But in the movie, the vampire is like, I heard you, Sammy. You called me. Oh, wait, hold on,
Mhm.
wait, that's not what I was calling. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like
Mhm.
you this is why I say you have to watch what you're listening to, even what you're saying, because you don't know what you're calling on.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Yep.
don't recommend that anybody waste their money and go look at The Woman in the Yard. I don't know why
Mhm.
y'all laughing at me over here. But I don't recommend nobody waste their money and go look at that movie. But the smartest thing that I seen in that movie was you have to watch what you call on, because that woman was calling on um strength. But see,
Mhm.
each day she was calling on strength each day, but she had threw away all the bullets and saved one. You saved that bullet to harm yourself. What about your
Yep.
children? You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Right. But
so
that's the see. But
mm-hmm.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
watch it because she's never in that movie. She also was having visions of harming that girl. You see that part?
Yeah.
I was trying to connect it. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, because the movie just
What?
didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was
Like
all over the place.
the yeah, it was. I was just like, hold on, what is really going on? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I actually wanted my time back from watching that movie.
Mhm.
Like I watched that movie online. I went to go see Sinners in the theaters. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, when I seen The Woman in the Yard up there, I was like, oh, okay, we'll come back next week and see that movie. We ain't going back to see that. I'm glad we did not spend our money to watch that movie, because it was trash to me. You
Yeah.
know, it really was. It wasn't. There was nothing good about that movie. So
Yeah.
I would just say that the good thing about it would be that you have to watch what you call on. You have to watch what you say, because again, words or spells, words open portals. Your energy opens
Mhm.
up portals. How you think, how you feel, it opens up portals. So you really have to be careful with what you do.
Mhm. Mhm.
You really
Yeah,
do.
that movie had me with my mouth open. I'm like, what? Oh, I gotta watch it again. I
And I'm
gotta
sitting
watch
up
it
here
again.
talking in the movie theater like, you better not let them in.
And then
When we was
that's
watching
what
Sinners,
I was into. I'm like,
cornbread cornbread had me rolling. He was like, I can't get my money. And his little
what?
hand gestures, it was too funny. It was
I
too
said,
funny.
man.
It
Yeah,
was too funny.
he did his big one with this movie. That's
Yeah,
what that
that,
movie did.
like, and we done watched it twice. I want to
I
watch it
swear,
again,
look,
but
I'm gonna watch it again.
it puts me in a mind frame of Lovecraft, you know.
It does, and
It
I love. Look, I'm so mad that they didn't bring that back. I'm
Girl, look, I
so
ordered
mad.
I ordered the
Yeah, they
DVD.
wrote that.
I ordered the DVD for the season. I ordered that season. Because like if you go look for Lovecraft online, they want you to pay like $9.99 monthly. But the DVD itself was like $10 on Amazon. When I ordered
Right, like
when I
what?
ordered mine, it showed that where I ordered mine from, they only had two left. So I ordered that thing real quick.
I know that's
But
because
it's
that was a good
but
one too.
Lovecraft got canceled because everything in there was true.
Right. That's
Everything
what I'm
every
saying.
everything
That's
that
what
was
I'm
in there was
saying.
true. And when I first looked at Sinners, I was like, this got something to do with my ancestor, who they keep saying sold his soul
Mhm.
at the crossroads. You know what I'm saying? For music.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that the movie itself has something to do with him. I'm just saying that all of these things, where Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana is concerned, yeah, them be our ancestors, and our
Right.
people
Right.
that done dealt with these spirits. So when your grandma or your mom would tell you, hey, look, stay away from that, that's evil, or stay away from this, that's evil, or that person or that place or whatever it
Mhm.
was, that's because they were already knowing. Sammy Daddy told him, you don't need to go over there. But Sammy didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? His cousin told him, you don't need to be in this music industry. This is going to be your last night playing at your first and your last night playing at this juke. But you didn't want to leave it alone. But you knew, you felt it. You felt that he played that thing so good that his voice was calling on something.
Yep.
You know? So that's a dangerous spot to be in.
I know, like, and that's why I'm like, you okay, mama? You made me lose my train of thought.
Girl, I'm so sorry.
No, that's my baby on.
Okay.
That's all right. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, music definitely puts you in a trance, because even when I was watching the movie and I was hearing the drums, it was like I literally zoned out.
Girl,
you get what I'm saying? I'm like,
I was
like it puts you there.
I was ready to put on my ritual word. You heard me?
I was so fast and that thing. And then they passed the dude when he was moving his feet and he had the whole attire on, and I'm just like fascinated because
the Igbo.
Yeah. And
oh, they got the Igbo in there.
What?
Oh, yeah. Gotta watch.
Oh my God, they did a whole cultural thing. It was like, what?
We was in there calling them out, and the kids was being funny, like, look, Mom, it's your ancestors. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you know what?
Like, that was crazy. And then, like, the whole dance.
Yeah, my son went to the dance today.
Yeah, they even had the twerk team in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like they said, when you play
everything.
It is believed that when you play this music, it doesn't only conjure spirits from the present, but the past and the future. Right. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's crazy, and I got chills right now, because in my readings, I've been saying the same things. I've been like, look, y'all, when you look at my readings, understand that this is past, present, future. Okay? So some of this stuff probably ain't even happened yet. You know, and people be in the comments and they'll be like, oh, wait, this doesn't relate to me. It may not relate to you now, love, but it could in the future, so pay attention. You know what I'm saying? This is why they have the saying, don't shoot the messenger. You get what I'm saying? That's just like how it was with Sammy's daddy. Sammy's daddy was trying to tell him, but Sammy wasn't trying to hear it. You see what I'm saying? Sammy wouldn't have had that scar on his face. He wouldn't have suffered none of the trauma that he suffered. But you suffered it because you didn't listen. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go watch.
Man, I'm telling you.
I was seeing it down my timeline on Facebook, and then I'm like, I should see it, because I thought when I watched the preview, I'm like, oh, it's about vampires. I ain't really into vampire movies. So when I watched, I said, wait, this is really good.
Right.
I couldn't even stop. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I literally didn't move out of that spot at all.
And what's crazy about the movie is it makes you want to watch it over and over and over and over again, like Lovecraft. Like Lovecraft.
Watch it again.
Because I'm telling you, they was like, okay, we can get up now. I was still sitting down like, I don't want to go. I want to see it again.
Like, tell them to run that back real quick.
Like, I definitely want to see it again.
Yeah. That's why
you want me to say it in Spanish?
No, you just skip the fucking thing.
Or you want me to say it in Haitian Creole? De l'eau soufflé. I just asked her for water, please. They be
Because they
trying
got you being everybody. This week, last week, you was Chinese.
to, girl, girl. I haven't even shown you my ancestry. You gonna look at my stuff and be like, girl, I told you I press other. I check everything in other.
He definitely do. She definitely does. Not
And
gonna
on
lie.
and
You know what? That's
where
crazy, 'cause
on
I used to
other
do that
I put combination.
Mhm.
Because this is the thing in my family, everybody is okay. So like my dad has like 31 kids. At first when I met him they said it was 27, but then like later on they
I was
said it
about
was
to say,
31.
wasn't it 20 something?
You know, it's 31. So
Oh my God.
yeah, like, so I have a sister. I thought I was the oldest, but he can't figure out who's the oldest, if it's me or if it's the other one who, like, we're close in age. I basically think that's what it is, like we're just close in age. But because when he was sitting down he was like, yeah, I think you are the oldest. I think she was like after you, or um her mom got pregnant after your mom did. So I think it's something like that. But we both ended up going to school to be in law, okay, which is crazy. Which is crazy. So I'm like, not your first two daughters coming up to be lawyers. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I found out and when I was listening to my dad, because this was before like all the craziness with my dad, but my dad started telling me about a lot of the things that would happen in Mississippi. Okay, because you got to understand something. His mom was born in Mississippi. Okay, his dad was living in Arkansas on the reservation. Okay, so because his dad was on the res in Arkansas, you have to understand that people traveled from Mississippi to Arkansas like that, and they were talking about that in the movie Sinners. So I was like, yo, my dad was not lying when they brought that up. So when he was telling me, my one thing that struck me as so odd is that my dad was like, he used to have night terrors. Now y'all all know that we haven't heard anybody refer to dreams in a long time as night terrors.
Night terror. Right.
He used to tell me that he would be in his cabin, and this is on the res, cause like on the res it's rules, okay? It's rules on the res, and one of the rules is you don't go outside. If you hear something, you didn't hear it. If you see something, you didn't see it. Those are also the rules by Haitian Creed, okay? So my family wasn't really trying to hear that. You get what I'm saying? My grandmother, her mom, okay, was born in Louisiana, okay, in St. John Parish. Okay. Her mother came from my great grandmother's mom came from Haiti, and her dad was from Cuba. Okay. So with all my family on that side, like my dad, all the moms are like different races. You get what I'm saying? So same thing with my mom's side of the family. Like my grandmother on my mom's side was born, I think she was born in Natchez. My mom was born in Louisiana, but her mom was born in Natchez, and my great grandmother was born in Natchez, Mississippi. But my great grandmother's mom on my mom's side, her mom came from South America.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So these women, the cousins, the aunts, like all of them, they were with Haitians, people who were Haitian and Creole, Cubans, Asians, people that were coming from India. Because you got to remember, like, when the whole slave trade thing was going on, people were being shipped off and shipped to places like merchandise. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, I've been trying to go back in my family history to find out which ancestors were like slaves, but I really haven't been able to find it, because like on Ancestry, it doesn't say that they were actually on the plantation, or a certain plantation. You get what I'm saying? It shows them owning their own land. So this is what gets spooky, because my grandma, um on my mom's side, would tell me how, like, yeah, like, oh yeah, Saturday nights we was doing it, we was doing it, like, I remember us staying at home while our parents were at the juke. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. So imagine having these night terrors, and you get what I'm saying, seeing things outside with red eyes, and your parents at the juke dancing. You don't even know if they're gonna come home or not.
Right. That's scary.
That's real interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, like cause I asked my dad, I was like, cause he used to try to play real dumb, and he was, I was like, so what did you see grandma do, you know? And he was like, I nothing really, because if they were outside doing something, she made us stay in the house. And I'm like, that's odd, because normally the moms would be like, go outside, so she had to be in here working her, her magic or whatever.
Right.
And he was like, it was crazy, because around this one stump, it would be animal parts and, blood. And I was like, that's what they were doing. That's what she was handling, like the big part of her rituals.
Right, the sacrifices.
Right. So I'm like, man, y'all, people in the South know way more, but I understand why they're so tight-lipped about it. You get what I'm saying? Because yes, if words or spells, right? Even speaking these things is bringing these energies into being and opening up the portal for them to come through. You get what I'm saying? And you got to think about it. Most people are having these conversations as they're listening to music. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, man, look, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Louisiana stories, Mississippi stories, Arkansas stories.
And I really want to go to Louisiana.
Girl, you better have your hair wrapped.
Yeah,
And you better walk out them buildings backwards. Okay, that's the thing about you, when you in Louisiana, when you in Mississippi, when you in Arkansas, okay? You have to walk out of those. You have to walk out of those establishments backwards, so the spirits don't come back. They don't leave with you.
And it's a different work. Because I got family in Mississippi, and we went to visit them. And like, when I say it was just so crazy for me, because I'm like, wait, what? Like, it's so different. Like, up here, what I'm at is considered like the city, like the Midwest. It's, it's like metropolitan kind of thing.
Right.
But when you go there, when I say it's a whole different world, I felt like a kid in a candy store. Like, I couldn't believe that I walked inside of a grocery store, a club, and the gas station.
Girl.
Like, I could, and with a restaurant. Wait, and then a restaurant too, y'all. You go outside, and it's right on the same land as the cemetery. Like, when you walk right out the building.
That's what I was gonna tell you. That's what I was gonna tell you.
I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, I see this on TV. Like, I never really took in consideration of how different the South really is.
Yeah,
I
the
was
South. The
just
South is a
because
fool. The South is a fool.
yes, yes, and I'm like, it's when I say a different world, even just living out there, it was so different for me because I'm just a city girl, and I'm like, oh, I can, I can handle it. I can handle it. I go out there, I'm like, I want to go back.
Yeah, that's look. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now.
Like, but and that's how I was thinking. Like, oh, I'm from this big city. I can make it. You know what I'm saying? I can do anything.
No, it's a different world.
Yes, and then it's like when you go there, it's like, oh no, sweetie,
You got to make everything from scratch. You got to build your own stuff.
Like you really have to work. It ain't no
Yeah.
just it's gonna be readily available to you. No, baby.
You got to make everything yourself.
Yeah, this I'm gonna say it like this. This definitely ain't that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna say it. This definitely ain't that.
Like, yeah. And I was definitely shocked. I was in love, shocked, and just like, oh my God, what am I do? But it was definitely a good experience. Because it teaches you a lot, though.
It do.
It definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
It do, and it teaches you how to appreciate culture.
Yeah.
You know, it teaches you how to appreciate culture because you begin to realize that, oh, okay, I don't have to do this way or that way. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to do this or that. You know what I'm saying? Things run differently down here. You get what I'm saying? Everything, everybody is not the same, and it's not. Nothing is the same. Like literally, nothing is the same.
Education isn't the same. Nothing of that.
No, and see, like here in the South, a lot of us, we teach our own. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what I was saying about me being having that native side. You know, when everybody else is like sending their kids to school to get taught, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We teach our own kids, and we were teaching our kids before COVID.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Before COVID, our kids were being taught by us. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people don't really expect you to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't expect you to be like teaching your own kids. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like that's why everybody is becoming entrepreneurs nowadays, so that they can teach their own kids what they need to learn.
Exactly. Instead of leaving their kids in the system to be taught by someone else. That's why I be telling anybody, if you want to learn, just tell me.
That's how I be feeling. Because, like, moving from, so, I was thinking, like, oh, the city life, I miss home, and so, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But being in the South, it was more calmer. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It definitely
more like you were closer to your roots kind of feeling. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Now that I'm back here, I'm like, it's like I'm pointing things out more like, dang, like, maybe I should have did this instead of
right.
And I'm from here, so like now, living here, I gained the little hustler mentality. Like, you gotta have this, you gotta have it, you gotta make sure your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Versus out there, it was more like, yeah, that's cool, but when that don't work out, what do you have to fall back on?
Right,
what do you have to do outside of the traditional way of thinking? What do you have?
See, like here, I can make money doing various things. You see what I'm saying? Because if you got chickens, you gonna make some money
Mhm.
regardless, because somebody's either gonna want to buy those chickens off of you,
Mhm.
or they're
Yeah.
gonna want to buy
Mhm.
your eggs. And what it
Yes.
reminds me of, it makes me feel like, it makes me feel so good, because
Uh-huh.
it's like it brings me so close to the ancestors and their way of doing things with the barter and
Yes.
trading.
Mhm. Right.
Because
Right.
I
Right.
really like I've been like Soraya be like, Mom, I wanna go back. And I be
Yeah,
like and I be like, I understand. I'm like, this is only temporary. She's like, no, Mom, I'm not used to this. But I'm like, you from here. But I also have to understand, like, she's gained that, hey, you do this on your own. You got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Versus the
Mhm.
structure. Oh, you got to follow this step, this step, this step, this
it's the
step.
challenge.
And yeah, and she's like, Mom, these kids out here is not don't know nothing about this, and
Yeah, but
and I'm like,
like
it's
so just imagine, right? Just imagine like what
uh,
we talking about right now, and then
mhm,
trying to have that conversation with
mhm,
somebody else.
mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
You get
You
what I'm
gonna get
saying?
nowhere.
They
Yep,
can't relate.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because when I was saying, I was like, I want some land. People like, you want land? I said, yeah. They was like, oh, you country. You done brought the country with you. And I'm just like, well, how is that country that I want to be able to grow my own vegetables? Like, y'all will really benefit off of land, your own land, grow your own
Right.
food. You wouldn't be crying about $8 for eggs or $10 for bread. You wouldn't be crying about it. You know, so I'm like, but I also give them grace also because I'm like, I understand where you come from because you never got out to go in that direction. So I respect
Right.
you enough because because you don't know. So it's like
Right. Right.
it's yeah. It's definitely I definitely respect the South. I got a new meaning of respect when it comes to the South for sure.
Yeah,
When we
because
get to
it's
done, baby,
Yeah.
we get to done.
Look, I was like, listen, I'm all for it. I like the idea. I said if we can all integrate, like what amazing. How on top would we be? You get what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
yeah, the hustle of the north and the people who like, hey, you can start this from the ground up from the south. That would be, you know how dangerous we would be? Like, what? We would be untouchable
But
if
people are
we
not trying to
all
move as a
just
unit.
exactly. And then, but this brings me to the movie Sinners when they was
Mhm.
dancing with all the cultures, I mean everybody was in the little circle with the little fire and stuff, and how the three people on the outside was watching them. It was like a light, like a moth to a light.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow. I said, so it gave me so many meanings because it's like, hey, you are powerful. If you all was to join forces, this is how they're gonna look at you from the outside. And
Right.
I'm like, that movie just was so good to me. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, man, like, oh, okay, I get that meaning.
Right. Y'all still y'all still got it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. You still got yours? You still got yours? Okay. Okay. Okay, just checking in with the squad. Just checking in with the squad. Just
So
checking it
yeah,
out.
Mhm.
I definitely respect it.
Yeah, like I feel more like when I lived on the West Coast, I loved living on the
Mm-hmm.
West Coast. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
loved it. But
a different feel for real.
yeah, like it is. But
Mm-hmm.
like I be telling you and Brittany, wherever I go, I gotta be by water.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and
Same.
people be
Yes.
like, I would be so scared, and I'm like, this is where you have to trust the divine. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right.
This is where you have to trust the divine to know that you're gonna be okay. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I was even in Mexico for a minute, I done lived in many of places. You know what I'm saying? Many of places and spaces. But there's really nothing like the South. Like you go to Cuba, you're gonna love Cuba, but you're gonna still feel like it's something that's connecting you to the South. And really, what it is that's connecting you to the South is the ancestry. You get what I'm saying? It's the ancestry that's connecting you to the South, because it's going to be your roots. You see what I'm saying? Um, do we all have roots in Africa? Of course we do. You know what I'm saying? Of course we do. But we also have roots in the States. Most of us have roots in Finland, Turkey, and everywhere else. Spain, all kinds of places and spaces. But when you talk about home, if you're not calling Africa home, as a melanated person, then it's definitely, you're gonna feel more comfortable in the South. That's just what it is, because people in the South are more so gonna know what's going on than someone who lives in a different area when it comes to something spiritual. Is basically what I'm saying. Like in this one reading that I did that came out this morning, it was showing that somebody somebody was doing voodoo on somebody. If you live in a northern area, a northern state, you may not know who to go to, you know, because the people that you're going to run into on social media that are in New York, you get what I'm saying? Or somewhere on the East Coast, they're gonna just, pretty much take advantage of you. You may find someone who's really authentic, but you may not. So it's like a gamble. You get what I'm saying? And it's really hard in these days and times to gamble with your money like that. But if you in the South, oh, like that's just like going to Louisiana. If you have a spiritual problem, you're gonna be able to get help. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to get help in Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. Somebody gonna be able to help you or point you in the direction. Texas. You get what I'm saying? Someone's gonna be able to point you in the direction of getting that help that you need. You get what I'm saying? And it's no offense to anybody else. You get what I'm saying? It's no offense to any other state or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, hey Nina, it's something about being in the South that just it's not only do you feel like you're connected to the to the ancestors, but you also feel like you're connected to the elements. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like we were outside earlier and I was on the phone with Brittany and I was like, it was this wasp. It just kept just flying around. And mentally, I was just like, you need to go on, you need to move. And every time I said that in my head, it would just fly off. And I turned around like, I'm not playing with you. And it was like, look, I'm finna go on about my business. I'm not even finna play with you today. I see that you're not. So it's like this unspoken language. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying for your daughter. It's this connection. You get what I'm saying? She's so connected, which is why like neither one of us have said anything to her about Marie, and here she comes telling you about Marie. It's the connection. You get what I'm saying? It's a very strong connection there, and portals can be good. Portals don't have to be like something that's just bad. There can be good portals, but the portal here, I mean, I think it's good. Like there's portals all over where I live. You know what I'm saying? There's portals all over where I live. Like when I do my channelings here, like where like the land that I'm on now, it used to be a reservation. So like what is so weird about this place, y'all? Like all the animals that you would think that would be afraid to be like come up to someone's doorstep, they always come up to mine. It's always snakes in the yard. It's always like over 15 frogs here at my house. You know what I'm saying? Front door, back door, you know, fairies, birds, like birds always feel so comfortable here.
And I
And
remember that conversation we had. Our birds was talking to each other. That was crazy.
yeah, and like I be sitting up here talking to him, and she'd be like, "You just really be talking to them," and I'd be like, "Yeah, we be having a whole conversation." And like if I'm telling somebody something that's spiritual, right? Literally, the birds start talking. The birds literally start talking, and I'm like, "Yo, the birds is agreeing with me, y'all." I don't know what to tell y'all, but the birds are agreeing. So it's a very big connection, and I think that is because the South is known for music. When you get those good homegrown movies, it's always gonna be from the South.
South, yep. Mainly, and what's crazy is we name Mississippi every time. I hear something, it'd be like, oh, from Mississippi, and I know my family from there, from all sides.
And I think that's crazy that we all got family from Mississippi too.
Yep.
That's why I be like, look, y'all, our ancestors was friends, and they was like, look, we gotta let our descendants find each other. Because you notice even with us how we take care of each other.
Yep.
Yes, and now I would say too, one thing I noticed about us, we are big on researching now. Like, you know how back then it was more so word of mouth. Oh, yeah, we heard, or somebody told us, or my auntie told me, or my grandma told me, and it's more so like, nah, we finna go past or beyond that, you know, to like really go out and find out. Yeah.
Right. Now it's like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, let me look into that.
Okay.
Because they don't tell us everything any doggone way.
Right.
And they not.
I mean, man. I'm like,
they
man,
not.
I ain't heard about none of this in school. Ain't even, not one word.
They're not, because that's the thing. You got to look at it too. A lot of people don't even know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even be knowing for real, like, the history. So when they do a lot of these movies and music, they have to go research. You get what I'm saying? So like some of these artists that everybody listens to in the music industry, these I don't know if you guys know, but look up your favorite rapper or singer, look where they are actually from, and then look what they represent. You get what I'm saying? Because for a lot of them, it's not even the same.
Right, it's not.
It's really not even the same. And then it begins to make you question, like, okay, so what's really going on here? You know what I'm saying? You know, who is this person really? You get what I'm saying? So you gotta that's why I say you gotta be careful, y'all. Like you literally gotta be careful, because a lot of these people have children, you know, babies, and it's like, what are you allowing them to listen to, you know?
Right.
What are you allowing them to take part in, you know, be a part of? And if you are not letting them be a part of the right things, and they're being a part of the wrong things, then that's just not good at all either. So
you definitely have to. Because even with when I ain't gonna play Roblox and stuff like that, I be like, hey, what you doing? I don't want you in no chat. I better not see no words flying across your screen. Yeah,
True.
like, is it a friend you playing with? Who is this person? Like, I'm drilling.
True.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because you have to be careful what they're tuning into.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like you literally you have to be careful because you don't know what's taking place.
Mhm.
You really don't. And then that's just like in Lovecraft Country. That
Mhm.
little girl was going through a whole situation and nobody really knew or understood what was happening or what was going on with her. And they were like, "What's going on?" Like later they were asking, "What's going on? What happened? What happened? What happened?" When they began to find out that something was up, and it was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, wait a minute. So this is what's happening. This is what's going on. This is what's up." You know what I'm saying? And it's like, "Oh, shoot. Well, we need to do something to, protect her, or you know what I'm saying? Like we need to do something to fix this." And it's like, what are you supposed to do
Well, we need
to
to do
fix it? You
something
know what I'm
to.
saying? Like, what are we supposed to do to fix this if we don't know that it's even taking place or it's even going on? And that's why it's important for us to be very active and effective um in their lives. You get what I'm saying? Because if we don't
Mhm.
tune in to what they're listening to, then who will? You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
because the entertainment industry knows.
No.
Yeah.
They know. And
And
That
they
that's
is
also
why.
know, let me tell you what else they also know, not to cut either of you off, but
Mhm.
they also know that all of these movies and all of this music have spells in them.
Right, right, right,
They know that these are
right.
active spells and rituals that are being spoken out to the community and that children are listening to it. Like one thing that took me that was very shocking um is I was watching one of these talk shows that was on, and Sexy Red was on it. I don't listen to her at all, but she was saying how she allows her kids to listen to her music. To
Oh
each
no.
to each is its own, okay? To each is its own. It's just
However,
me hearing that as a parent and knowing what you rap about.
you rapping about, yeah.
I can't. You see what I'm saying? I
No.
can't because as a mother, I don't want my children singing your songs. You get what I'm saying?
No.
So as a mother, I have to watch what I do around my kids because I don't want them to feel like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. Mama did it." You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Daddy did it. No,
Mhm.
we don't do that. We don't do that at all. So it's like you have to be real careful of what you're doing because just as well as you're doing something, these kids end up doing it, and now these kids are opening up portals
Mhm.
and not even
Yep.
aware that they're opening them up.
Mhm.
That's why I say, what do you guys think about that one? Because people will be in their homes and be like, "Man, what's crazy? Something's going on. The energy has shifted. Something has changed. What is
Anything.
this?"
Shit me.
And your child in the next room, you know what I'm saying, listening to something that they shouldn't be listening to.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see.
Because remember I told y'all that episode on Criminal Minds was season 6, episode 12. Their numbers is multiples of 3, which is Allegra's number, which is who is being called on in that episode. So they freaking know. They know.
Yeah, they know. They know.
Mm. Mm.
They know.
Like, they definitely
And
know.
think we don't know. Think we don't know. Shouldn't we on y'all? What?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Somebody in the comments was saying that somebody is a $30 trick. I don't know who they was referring to.
What?
Yeah, I don't know who they was referring to.
So what?
Yeah, I don't know. They comments when you comment certain things in the chat, it'll get removed. It'll get removed automatically because of the way that my YouTube is set up, and then I be having my moderators on too. So, like some stuff will get removed, but in speaking on that, right? Some of these females are tricks. You get what? That's what I was saying. Like a lot of their music is prostitution music. You get what I'm saying? So you wondering why you having all these energies around your home. 9 times out of 10, that's why you're having that energy around your home, because what someone is listening to. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I said you have to be careful. You literally have to be careful because these days and times ain't, man, look, ain't no telling what anybody is listening to. You know? Ain't no telling what these people are listening to. So it's just hey, one of my moderators. So it's just like, you gotta really pay attention. Because it gets wild. You know? It gets very, 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 very wild. And it's like, that's why I say people who watch the videos that we do, the lives that we do, they can ask questions. They can put their input in, because it's really important that people, you know what I'm saying, begin to form that community and talk to each other to see and to talk about what's going on in our communities, especially where these music and portals are concerned, because like I said, your kids could be listening to some stuff, their favorite rock band could be on drugs, you know what I'm saying, and be working with all kind of demons, and you're wondering why these things are coming up and happening in your home, but it's because of the music that's being played. Yeah.
Why your child acting out and doing crazy stuff, getting caught in school with crazy stuff, or shooting up the school, for that matter.
Because when you look at the school shootings, what do the parents say? The parents say, well, they don't understand. They didn't know. They just didn't know. And it's like, this is why you have to go in there checking on them. You can't just let your kids keep them doors closed. You know what I'm saying? You keep that door open so you can know what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
We was never allowed to have the door closed. What?
No.
Even as a teenager, what? Door closed.
I closed my door one time. My daddy took my door off the hinges.
Exactly. My cousin got her door taken off the hinges too.
I was like, I really was just trying to change clothes, No, I don't want to hear that. Okay, well, fine.
Yeah, it wasn't no doors closed in no house. I'm trying to tell you right now.
Yeah, they didn't. Our parents did not play that. So whether it was your parents, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, they didn't play that. And they also came in your room to check on you. They wanted to know who your friends were. They wanted to know what you were listening to. And if, like, with my mom that raised me, if she would hear me listening to something that she didn't like, she would take my radio.
Yep, I got in trouble one time. Let me tell you this. Okay, so we in the car, driving downtown, whatever, going back home one night. So I had my boombox in the car, right? And it ran off batteries. So Usher was my favorite. So I started listening to Nice and Slow.
Girl.
I got cussed out so bad it made me turn it off. With both my parents in the car, mind you.
Do you remember H Town?
Hell yeah, knocking boots. Hell
What
yeah.
knocking boots got me knocked upside my head. Do you hear me? I was singing. I was full blown singing the song. You know what I'm saying? When he hit that high note, I screamed too because I got pushed out of the song into getting hit with a belt. And I was like, no, I just like the song. She was like, no, you was singing this song a little too good. And I'm like, ma'am,
Right.
what you thinking ain't even going down. Like, cause when I was a kid, I used to really want to be an artist. I wanted to be a music artist. And so when I was in my room listening to music, even down to Aaliyah, I had my mirror, and in my mind, I was performing in front of thousands of people. You get what I'm saying? But as I began to get into the industry, I found out I didn't want to be in it. So I left it alone. You get what I'm saying? Because there were some things that was asked of me that I was not about to do. And I told my daddy, and my daddy, my dad who raised me, he fought in the Korean War. So let's just say he still had his guns and lots of war items. And when I told him what happened, he walked in that office with a grenade in his hand and was like, I will take the pen out of her if I ever hear about you asking anyone to do what you ask her to do.
Right.
You know? So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then I turn around and I get older, and then you hear all the stories and the trauma and the people talking about the demons that they were dealing with. And even when I was young, growing up in church, what did the church people say? Don't listen to that worldly music. Don't listen, to that's the devil's music. That's the devil's music. As you get older, you realize what's going on in the music industry, you begin to understand, because as a kid you don't want to understand why it's called the devil's music. That's your artist, that's who you like, that's who you want to listen to. You stubborn, you hard-headed. But like they say, a hard head makes a soft behind. When you get older, then you begin to understand why they told you not to listen to that stuff in the first place.
Yep.
So I don't find it odd that we all listen to different types of music. You get what I'm saying? Like, we find our peace in certain types of music. I can't say that I don't understand that. I understand that because the stuff that comes on the radio, like, I don't even listen to the radio.
Me neither. Me neither.
I like to be in control of what I'm listening to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes you got to pull a Kendrick Lamar, because I love Kendrick Lamar. Sometimes you have to pull a Kendrick Lamar and turn the TV off.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Blowing up my phone.
Girl, people always blowing up our phone when we doing a podcast. I be like, oh, okay, y'all want to talk now? Yeah, like, they be want to talk now. Hey, I need to talk to you right now.
Right. Oh, I'm doing something. Damn.
Yeah, like if I'm doing magic, I won't talk to anybody. I'll maybe like text them back or something like that, but I won't talk to them. But if it's like yeah, like if it's like something like that situation I told you when when we was doing magic for that moon, yeah, we can't keep talking right now. I can get somebody to catch my back real quick while we do this, but situations don't be that serious for me to just stop doing someone's work. You know what I'm saying? For me to just, it's like, hey, I could talk to you at another day and time, on a different mood, on a different level than right now,
Yeah.
But then I do be checking my phone to make sure it's like no emergencies or things like that. Because a lot of people be emailing me and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't want to bother you, or I didn't want to do this." Like, no, I don't never look at it like when someone's trying to communicate with me. I never look at it like you're bothering me. You know,
Right.
I never look at it like that. But yeah, I don't know. You guys got any questions?
I don't see the audio for 155.
Girl, I'm looking at that right now. I'm looking at that. I was looking at that when it was at 154. Like, it's finna be at 155. Cause we always be on the phone before we go live.
Yeah.
So what questions do you guys have?
I think I got some questions right now.
Okay, I want to know more about so the man that was dancing, you called him a what? What's the word? Like,
Igbo.
IGBO.
Okay, IGBO.
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian people, yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
So, you want to know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
So, not to get too personal.
Okay.
But it's an interesting Nigerian person recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Look, I got the rock eyebrow. I got the rock eyebrow. What's going on?
So what's so crazy was it was a conversation about, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's more of I was just like, I don't want to appear like I'm fascinated. And, you know what I'm saying, with you, because I'm learning about myself. So when I come across certain things, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's crazy that you would be a person that came into my life to kind of ask.
Girl, that has happened to me so many times. For me, it's up north people. For me, it's up north people. New York, Connecticut, all that, because my dad was born in New York, but was raised down here. So we've been back and forth, you know what I'm saying, for eons. And so, yeah, I keep being attracted, or northern people keep being attracted to me. It's crazy, trust me.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I'm sitting here like, I know I had it in my mind. So to actually see it in a form, like in a person, is like, is y'all trying to be funny?
I'm like, what's going on?
Because it's like, wow, how you could put that into your mind, and then it actually shows up to present itself in a way that you can be able to, like, investigate it more, answer more questions.
But what do I be telling y'all about manifesting?
I know, right?
You get what I'm saying? You have to understand that a lot of y'all are real powerful manifestors. You see what I'm saying? So this goes back to the portal, right? This goes back to the portal, because manifestation, anytime you're manifesting anything in your life, no matter what it is, you are opening up a portal.
Yep.
When you light a candle, you are opening up a portal. Okay? When you say Ashe, millions of ancestors hear you and are agreeance, and some are in disagreeance in what you're praying for. You get what I'm saying? But literally any time that you are manifesting, you're opening up a portal. And when you open that portal, this is why I always tell everybody, don't conjure what you can't banish.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't conjure what you can't banish, because you'll be done conjured something and you don't know how to get rid of it.
How to handle it, right?
You get what I'm saying?
So then would that fall in lines with love spells?
Yeah, in a sense, yes, because you're manifesting what you want in a person, and you have to remember that manifestation is opening up a portal, and those things behind the portal, behind the gateways, can hear you. Like I told you, where I live, it's portals all over here, all over. It is portals. Like, even within my house, there is not a part that is not a portal. Okay. So with that being said, when you open up these portals, these gateways, and give these things access to you,
Right.
to what's around you, you have to know that they gon' come. What did that dude say in Sinners? You keep dancing with the devil, you gonna turn around and bring him home.
Yep.
So look at the energy you in. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but this is just what I'm saying. You manifest something. You manifest something. It shows up, and it has you all traumatized and synchronized within its energy, and you just going with the you flowing just like the colors in the background. You get what I'm saying? That's where that manifestation has you. It just has you flowing like the colors in the background. And now you just so mesmerized that you can't see anything past that. It's the same thing that music does to you. It's the same thing that a portal does to you. And now you here, now you stuck, and now you like Sammy, you done got her and you want to get out. Because how can me want to do this one thing and experience this one thing lead me to this, to all this devastation? Because you don't know what you're calling on. Well, why didn't none of the spirits that conjured when I was playing the music, well, why they didn't help me? Shit, they was there to do their own thing. You didn't see them dancing? You didn't ask them to come there to help you. You asked them to take me away, is what you said. So shit, they was like, hey, we doing a dance. We doing a dance. We gonna let you get taken away because that's what you asked for.
Right.
But see, young Sammy wasn't thinking about what his words did. This is why I tell people, stay far away from love magic. Because when it comes to love, don't conjure anything coming to love, because you don't know what you're going to get and you don't know what's going to respond. Let the divine be in control of your love life. If you love him like you say you do, let him be in control of it, and let him send you your divine partner. Because not only do these other beings hear that call, but your enemies hear that call too. And that's what Brittany is talking about, because Brittany be like, I want this, and this. And they send her somebody and they baking soda. And then she be mad and she be want to block you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is why you have to leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? And this is just off my personal experience, because when I met my husband, I was like, I ain't looking for nobody. I don't want nobody. I'm focusing on my money, stacking my money, getting my money, and that's it. Me and my best friend at the time made this pact. Why the next day I meet my husband? So I wasn't sure. Once I met him, I went right to my mambo. Read them bones. Read them bones. Flippity flip them cards. I need to know.
Somebody come in my life, like, who's in there? I know.
Because you have to be very mindful of where they come from, because that's the thing about spirits. Spirits are always around, and when they hear it, I'm telling you, you got to be careful, especially with the ones with what you said. Oh, you got to be careful, because there are so many women that come to me, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with men from Nigeria. So don't nobody think that. I'm not saying none of that at all. All I'm saying is you have to be real careful, because in this past month, I've had 4 to 5 women come to me and tell me that they need help because this Nigerian man that they were dating is working roots on them. Are all of them, are all Nigerian men or women like that? No. But a lot of them are. I've had women come to me. This one woman told me, she was like, her dog just ran off and took off out of the house, you know, so she was running and she was chasing him. Her neighbor downstairs happens to be Nigerian, okay? And her and the neighbor do not get along at all. But the dog ran in the lady's house. So she's like running in the lady's house trying to get the dog, and she gets the dog but finds out the lady is in there working roots on her at the same time. You don't. It's a goat head on the grill, blood parts, just all kind of crazy magic going on. And I'm just like, cause where they stay, you can put like a little grill out on your patio, and the kids are upstairs recording this, and she's out there doing her, you know, witchery, and the dog catches her attention because the dog done ran in the house. There are other people in the house, you know, and she was telling me, she was like, the lady wanted the girl to date one of her sons, but she had already said that she didn't want to date one of her sons. So ever since she had said that to the, you know, since they had that issue, the lady been doing roots on her ever since, and the girl was just going through it every week. She was just going through it and going through it and going through it and going through it. So I told her what you're gonna have to do. If this lady is working whole goats on you, there's nothing candle magic can do for you.
Right.
You have to get, you gotta get on that side too, and do those sacrifices, which is something that you don't want to do, but you have to do it. And the girl just, nah, I'm gonna be all right, you know, she can't do this. She stay in an apartment below me, so I'm above her. Da 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 yada yada. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. It only got worse. Somebody tried to break in her apartment and kill her. Like, it just kept getting worse. So I had to detach myself. You get what I'm saying? I have to detach myself because you are having the wrong type of energy coming around. And knowing that we have portals, being on the phone with somebody is a portal. So I cannot continue to be on the phone with you, listening to what you're going through, and having that portal come into my portal. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I say you got to be careful. That's why I tell y'all, stop trying to be so stuck up. Get a reading, because people will literally go in and look at a reading and try to go on several different channels to look at readings to see if it matches their situation. Why just not book somebody?
Right. Yeah.
Why just not go ahead and book someone so you can, you know, pay them for their time and their energy and get what you need to get? If that's somebody that you vibe with, if that's somebody that you trust, because it has to be somebody that you vibe with and somebody that you trust.
Right.
But overall, it's like, this is how you get the information to know if you need to leave the situation alone or not. Some people will say, well, I'm just going to leave it alone then. I'm just going to drop it and I'm going to leave it alone. Well, how do you know that you're leaving a situation alone that you're not actually supposed to be a part of?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I'm going to just tell you guys, be careful. You know? Be careful. And always do your due diligence and checking out who these people are before you do anything, because like I said, that girl's life got worse once she ran in that woman's house and crossed her threshold. She could have been conjuring your dog to come downstairs, was my whole point.
Right.
Because she knew messing with your dog would make you come through. Now you done crossed the doorway. You don't know what was over the doorway.
Right.
So you don't now you a part of the whole spell. Walking through a door is a portal. You get what I'm saying? We don't think about these things. We don't think about walking through doorways, walking through cemeteries, or whatever it is. Like my great grandmother on my mom's side, she's buried at a church. She's one of the only relatives that I have who's buried at a church. And when I found that out, I was like, what do my grandma know that everybody else ain't figured out? Because why is her body buried on holy land? Something's up with that. Now keep in mind, my great grandmother told me, she was like, you are the one to carry everything on, and when your mom comes to see me, I want you to come too. I was like, oh yeah, most definitely I'm coming. My mom, my sister, and my grandma went to go see my great grandmother without me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like a few years after that, my great grandma died, and they wanted me to go to her funeral, and I wouldn't go. I did not go to her funeral because I didn't want to. Why would I go to your funeral and I wasn't able to see you while you were alive? Let me give you your flowers while you're living. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you your flowers while you're dead. I want to give them to you when you can still smell them.
Right.
So my whole thing was, what was my great grandmother going to give me or tell me? But now I don't know. And now she's buried on holy land, which is crazy. And when I talk to the people around the area, a lot of them are like tight-lipped about why she's buried on that property.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So in my mind, when I conjured my great grandmother, and talked to her, she was just like, they can't touch me here. And I'm like, who? And she's just like, you'll find out. And I'm just like, man, y'all love leaving y'all gaps in the story.
The cliffhangers, bro. The cliffhangers.
Yeah, the cliffhangers are crazy. So I'm like, is my great grandmother trying to protect herself from vampires, werewolf, witches? What is it? You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what I was thinking at the time. I was like, what is she trying to protect herself from, that she has to be buried on holy ground?
Right.
And then when you see the movie Sinners, it's like you can scream for miles, nobody's gonna hear you.
Right.
No one is literally gonna hear you. What are you gonna do? So this is why you got to be prepared at all times, because it is, man, I could tell y'all some stuff that would completely scare every last one of y'all, but I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. That's the thing I don't want to do. I don't want to promote fear. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to feel like they can ask questions. I want people to feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to feel in fear. But yeah, in most of my cultures, they don't go outside. They don't even go outside at night.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Like, they don't even go outside at night, because you remember, like, when we were kids, and there'll be, like, things go bump in the night, or there's nothing but, like, prostitutes or etc. You know what I'm saying? Out there.
Right. Yeah.
At night. It's more than that. It's way more than that that's out there at night. And I'm telling you, you have to have the armor of God to protect you from what is outside at night.
Yeah.
So, whoo. When that dude said, you got that Louisiana backwater bayou shit, I was like, why does everybody say that? What y'all got against the bayou? Because that's where my great grandmother on my dad's side, that's where she lived. She was born in St. John Parish. And I've had people tell me, girl, you got people from St. John Parish, that's where everything went down at. You know what I'm saying? That was that place right there. Them people, you know how Mama Odie was? That's how, in Princess and the Frog, that's how those people were. Like, they were really, like, if you want to get healed or you need anything to protect you, anything, whatever it is, that's where you go for help. You know what I'm saying? You go to the bayous for help. And I'm telling you, that bayou magic is something different. It just is. It just is. But like everything that people consider to be like a legend or a myth in the South, none of that is a myth. There is somebody who is going to tell you that is true and exactly what it is. And if you out late at night, you just might fuck around and find out. You know, just being honest. So you don't want to be out there. You know, just being honest. You don't want to be out there at night. Dude, if you're gonna research an area especially in the South, I say research it during the day. You know, don't research it during the night because the spirits are up at night. And if you remember, what were they doing? They started the juke at night. And see, when this if the spirits are up at night, them just the spirits they showed you in the movie.
Right.
So what time do we have our parties, right?
Yep. At night.
What about the casinos and the live shows at the casinos, right? It's at what? It's at night.
Yep.
When they do cuz I love Rolling Loud, but when they do Rolling Loud, right? When does the best performers come on?
At night.
And it's always an artist that says something crazy at Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like, like X was saying, like Triple X was saying, oh, y'all here now, or was it Lil Uzi? Y'all here now, y'all can't get out. You see what I'm saying? It's saying something like that to me, and I'm in here. I would feel like, okay, something spiritual is finna go off. And if you look, if you do your research into it, it's a lot of people who have said that they've noticed things and seen things, happen with this music, and that's because there's a frequency. When those earths get up there, it's a frequency that begins to release not only energies but spirits.
Yep.
And people almost become incapacitated by them. You get what I'm saying? So like, you could be with a group of people one minute, somebody goes on, they perform, and then all of a sudden you're starting to notice that your friend is almost like in this crazy trance.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, what is this? What is going on? Why is this person acting this way? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm telling you, you better have your holy water, your garlic water.
Yep.
Something. You better carry your needs and necessities on you, because it gets real out here in the field, y'all.
It most definitely do.
Especially here, because I'm telling you, like, I look at the cameras at night. Like, I live in the South right now, and I be looking at the cameras at night. I be seeing spirits on the cameras. I be seeing fairies on the cameras. I be seeing all kind of stuff on the cameras. And people be like, why don't you share that and post that? Because I'm not finna do that.
Right.
I'm not one of those that's trying to gain views in that particular aspect. Like, I'm not.
Right.
No, I'm no. But I will tell y'all what, y'all need to go look up the Lugao. And that is like this Haitian spirit that that comes and like tries to like mess with children. So this is why
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
this is why you need to keep your protection up, keep your, you know what I'm saying? This is why you need to constantly pray and then do the work, because you can't just pray and expect the divine creator to do all the work and then you don't put in any work. You have to protect your home, because I'm telling you, when people come to my house, I don't say come in. I see if they can walk in.
Right.
You know,
That part.
I see if they can walk in. I don't never tell nobody to come in. I see if they can walk in themselves, because you don't know what some people carry. You get what I'm saying? Now, the people that come to my house are obviously people I trust, but at the same time, you don't know what fate they met before they got to you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I told y'all that somebody was coming to something that we were doing, and they were saying how they were attacked at the gas station. You know, by a spirit. So, and what happens before somebody comes to your house to some event or whatever it is that you guys are having? People have to stop to get gas. They have to stop and go to the little store to get little knickknacks or whatever it is that they need, paper plates, you know, spoons or whatever it is that they need to get before they come to your home. So you have to be careful, you know. That's why I was like, people are like, are you having a baby shower? Nope.
No.
Me and Dad done bought everything that they need, so there you go.
One thing was a heavy one that I actually experienced was people who work in hospitals.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The type of work that my brother did was he worked in the mental part half, so the fourth floor for some. And his attitude would even change. And I'm like, yo, like, and I could feel it. And I used to always tell Roy, I used to be like, it's just so heavy in here. And she was like, you know what, do this and do that, and I'm just like.
And you know why? You know where I got that from? I got that from my mom who raised me, because she used to work in the morgue and she also used to work in the hospital.
Yeah.
With the same type of patients your brother worked with. Yes. So this is how I knew how you have to go about cleansing yourself. Because you got to think about it. Like, a lot of these mental patients, 222 on the clock that we've been on the phone, a lot of these mental patients, they have energies and spirits that are attached to them.
Right.
So if all it takes is for you to be sad one day, down in the dumps, depressed, or anything like that, and then these things are jumping right on to you, you know, and now you're the new host. You get what I'm saying? And it's like people are wondering, what is going on with you? Why are you acting like that? You're acting different. But it's crazy, because to me it's like people will look at movies and they'll see these things, but then they'll experience these things in real life, and then they'll second guess it or judge it. And it's like, no, you need to take heed and pay attention, because this whole entire earth is a portal. There are multiple portals on this earth, you know. And people be like, ooh, it's finna be Lionsgate. What I need to do? If you gotta ask what you need to do, you don't need to be doing nothing.
Right.
If you're trying to do a ritual and you gotta ask what to do, you don't need to be doing it. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but I probably just saved your life or saved the lives of others that are around you that you are not thinking about. And a lot of these people do not understand. Stop doing rituals in your home. Think about how many clients come to me on a day-to-day basis. If 100 clients come to me on a day-to-day basis and they ask me to do hex breaking ritual, road opening, breaking curses, jinxes, some nasty voodoo off of them, and I do that in my house, when those candles burn down, where is that energy burning down at? Where is that in it? When a candle burns down and wax comes from it, what is that candle doing? It's releasing. Why would you allow that energy to be released into your home?
Nope, not doing it.
When I do my magic, I work outside or I go to my cave that has been prepared for me to work in. You know what I'm saying? I work with the church, with the local priest who is also my godfather. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that in my house though. I don't care how much you paying me. You're not that important that I'm gonna have your raggedy energy released into my home. And this is why I tell people, they be like, "Oh, I want to meet you. I just want to hug you." No, 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 no. You don't.
Right.
Because there's no telling how my ancestors are going to act towards you by protecting me and my family from you and your energy. Energy is real, and people are always like, "Oh, let's have this spiritual retreat and do this and do that and do rituals." So y'all finna go to a B&B and do some rituals and open up portals. Y'all crazy. I don't care how good anybody talks on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Ain't nobody talking that good for me to go to no Airbnb with them and do some rituals and open up some portals. Y'all can tag team and do that stuff yourself. But as a well-seasoned mambo, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You're not finna cross and tie my energy into that. And that's the thing. You don't know the intentions of these people. Like, I've had people come to me and be like, "Hey, this person who's been teaching me magic, they want to use me as an anchor for a spell." And I was like, "That's bold." And you lucky they even told you, because some people like this next episode that we finna get into, um, about um voodoo and what makes it dangerous. What One of the things that makes it dangerous is the people who do it, because they don't know what they're doing, and people are not understanding, because they're so ready to be educated by what's going on and trusting this person, that they're believing them, and this person has bad intentions. So this person is using you as an anchor, and now you don't make it home alive. You know, that's why a lot of spiritualists don't like me, because I'm gonna tell the truth. Like, I don't care if anybody works with me or not, I'm still gonna tell you the truth. It doesn't cost, it's priceless to tell the truth. You get what I'm saying? It's priceless to tell the truth. Just tell people the truth. Be genuine. You know, this is why I say, when people lose
Got my
me,
left ear ringing.
because somebody talking, they need to shut up. But when people do me certain type of ways, it bothers me a little bit, but it doesn't trigger me, because at the end of the day, you have to know your worth. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get, trust me, I get it. I get wanting to know about things, but you have to be able to trust people, because somebody will walk you into a portal that you won't walk out of. And if they walk in, and look how many people are willing to do it. That's why I've always been the enemy, because I'm going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Half of the people who say they don't like me have never even met me in real life.
Right.
Like, never met me in real life. Won't meet me. You will not see me on this channel saying, "Hey, we finna do a retreat, book your seats, we finna go here, we finna do it." No, you'll see me doing that with my elders. You'll see me taking my godchildren so we can go do work for clients. But you will not see me taking random people, my subscribers, or anyone, anywhere, to do anything magical, because again, magic is sacred.
Right.
That's why y'all don't get that many videos and pictures on magic about me, from me, because it's sacred. I may show you a little something, but I'm not gonna show you everything. It's sacred, you know. And it's like, people literally, to me, people don't have respect for portals. Watch what I'm telling you. Wait, I promise you. Wait till Lionsgate pop up. When the Lionsgate portal pop up in Leo season, when the Lionsgate portal pop up in Leo season, I want y'all to let me know. I want you to remember what I'm telling you right now tonight. Watch something happen. Watch something happen. And the reason why these things are happening is because people don't know what they're doing. Like we talked about in the last podcast. You get what I'm saying? This is why the elemental spirits are upset. This is why it's tornadoes. Do y'all know that this past weekend over 20 something tornadoes touched down?
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
In Texas, over 20 something tornadoes touched down. And I was like, the spirits are upset. I get that it's tornado season, but the spirits are upset, and y'all are not understanding that. Y'all are constantly putting bad magic into the earth. You're constantly speaking with your mouth bad things into the air. And the earth is trying to cleanse itself of what the people are on it doing. This is why we have the type of storms that we have, because we have to have major, massive cleanses to remove this energy.
Right.
Like when people be arguing, they be conjuring and don't even be knowing it.
Right. That's the same thing that happened in Lock and Key. They opened the portal and one of them couldn't get out. That little blue thing.
You know, I had somebody call me and say, I done got myself into a situation and conjure something I can't banish, and it's a spirit sitting in my house, and it's messing with me, and I can't do nothing about it. And what you want me to do?
Oh shit!
I want you to come over here. I don't do that. So you done invited something in, and now you finna invite me over there to come bullshit? I can tell you what you need to do, but I'm not coming to go do it. No, you really do this. You've been doing this. Well, let me tell you, you should have left that stuff alone. Well, it was just that I seen this ritual in this Facebook group, and now you faced with something that you can't get rid of.
Hello.
And the thing about me, I think
instead of going to doggone Facebook, if you wanted me to get it off, the fudge.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But people don't think like that. People don't think like that. People are more so thinking like, I don't want to pay her the money. I want to do it myself. Okay, now you done conjure something you can't banish. You never conjure nothing you can't banish. That's why I said, look how many people are listening to depressive music, and now you have conjured the energy of depression. Now you're steady crying and crying and crying, and you wonder why the tears won't go away. You going to the grocery store, you got to go to work, you going here, you going there, and you still can't stop crying because you have conjured something and you don't even know how to banish it. So it's not even just about conjuring bad spirits. It's also about conjuring the energies of these things. And because you got to think about it, negative energies, demonic forces, they all carry these same energies. You get what I'm saying? Like, I love rock music, but some rock music I just won't listen to. You get what I'm saying? Some certain musicians I won't listen to because you just like you, it's something up about you. You get what I'm saying? That I just really can't get down with. You know, like, I may listen to a certain song by you, but that's probably it.
Right.
You know, that's probably it. And it's just like you have to be careful with that, because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you got to pay attention to your kids. You got to pay attention to your family. You got to pay attention to all these things, because you're just listening to all this stuff and then trying to figure out what's going on when what you're doing is the problem. You know?
Or even when it's true, it be me when I be on Facebook watching just a random videos. After you watch a certain, can add it up, like I stopped, like everybody kept sharing like something happened there, somebody missing, somebody just got killed, or it changes the whole algorithm. So it's like that's
Mhm.
all you start to see. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh my God, y'all stop clicking on it.
Right,
Cause
because
I'm like, oh
when
my
you clicking on it, you
God.
tuning in to the energy. You know,
Yeah.
when you clicking on it, you tuning into the energy. That's why I said watch something happen with this Lionsgate portal. It's gonna be people having storms like what I physically see. There are gonna be people having storms that are not even supposed to be having certain type of storms. There are gonna be people passing
Right.
away. There are gonna be people being unalive. Like I can smell it happening already. Like it hasn't even happened and I can smell it. I can sense it
Yeah.
already. There's gonna be a illness breakout. Just watch. But remember who told you, you know? Remember who told you. And that's why I said these are people who are not professionals who are doing it like Brittany said. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Brittany's saying that because Brittany's been working with me for like all this time, but all the people who don't work with me because they have a fear or they're scared or whatever their reasons are, they don't have the money or they don't feel like they don't have the money, whatever it is. um the thing about it is you go to somewhere else or you do it yourself and then you end up in a bad situation and then you're thinking like, damn, I should have just called her and asked her, or I should have just emailed her and asked her.
Right.
And that's why I say, do you know how many people actually reach out but then they don't get anything done? You see what I'm saying? And then they end up living with these issues and they begin to torment them. And I'm like, part of the reason that this happens to you guys is because the energy knows that you're trying to get rid of it. So if the energy knows that you're trying to get rid of it, of course, it's not gonna let you get rid of it. It's going to fight you. But you have to be strong enough to fight back. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know people who will sit up here and tell me, oh, I know exactly what's going on. You right about everything. Like, all of this is happening in my life, but I'm just not going to do the work. Okay. I'm not going to beg you to do it. I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm just going to let you sit there and live in that situation because apparently you're comfortable in that energy. However, love, let me tell you a little secret that God loves. I'm going to have to delete you. I'm going to have to take your number out of my phone. I'm going to have to remove myself away from you, not because you won't get it done from me, because you won't get it done from anyone. And I cannot tie myself up into that energy. You get what I'm saying? So if you have a friend or a family member who's having like all of this negative stuff going on, and then they're not doing anything to fix it, you're putting yourself now into that bad space. You know, and that's not what you want to do. Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's like really, really bad. But what do I know? You know, I've just been practicing since I was 5 years old. You know, do you know how much stuff I've seen? I've watched my foster mom who raised me banish entities out of people. I've watched her do this with my own eyes. And it's like, what the I don't know if y'all have ever been to an exorcism, but I have, and I'm telling you, that is wild. The stuff you see them banish is so wild. Like, you should have seen me. I was throwing holy water. I washed my body in holy water, Florida water. Like, I literally chewed on some sage to make sure I was good. Like, quit playing. What, I had Florida water in my eyes, my mouth. I ain't saying do that. I'm just saying it. I was a kid. It terrified me. Like, man, what?
I'm scared too. No.
You gotta be careful because this is so real. Like, even when you go to work, and let's just say John comes in, and it's like, hey, why is John acting like that today? You know what I'm saying? You don't know what has affected John from the previous work day to the current work day. You get what I'm saying? You don't know what you can contract in a bar. How many people go to a bar and say, hey, I'm going to step outside and smoke a cigarette? You don't know that when they come back in that they're going to be the same person that left out. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. And us being parents, we have to protect our energy. We have to protect our children. We have to protect our families from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever touched somebody and they were cold? You know what I'm saying? And they're alive. Or you touch someone and you just get all of these flashes of something bad. That has happened to me several times. There's so when I was looking at this movie and she was talking about the Hexus, or however she said it, they basically switch souls with the body of the human, and they take on their soul. Do you know how many people I've seen like that in public? And for my spiritual people, you're not tripping when you see these things. You know what I'm saying? I've looked at people in public and been like, that is not a human being. So you have to think again, like I said, about the people who allow their children to just go walk off.
Yeah, no, not mine.
And these things, and people are just out here like this. What if your child accidentally touches this person's hand? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Look how fast those two cops worked those roots on that girl in Lovecraft Country.
Yep.
And now she done came home and she's seeing stuff, but nobody else can see it. You get what I'm saying? It happens in an instant. That's why I'm saying you have to be careful, because they would not have been able to. Some people are going to say, well, that was a TV show. Well, they canceled it because it was real. Now that we know the facts about the situation, what do you do? Okay? What do you literally do when you are faced with these type of situations? When I do readings, what do people say? Man, this is crazy. Why are people coming up with this? Why are they doing this? Because these people exhibit and house these energies. You get what I'm saying? If the collective ever wants to know why these people are doing the things that they're doing to them and why they're doing it, it's because of the music they listen to. It's because of the places they go to. It's because of the things that they're being a part of. Think about when you go to the cemetery. Nobody's thinking at all about the people who are in the cemetery, especially if you're visiting somebody who's like an older loved one, like a grandma or a grandpa. You're not thinking about the people who are there that have been murdered. Right? You're not thinking about the people who are there who've murdered someone else. So this is why you're supposed to cleanse yourself when you come from these places, because you can literally carry that energy into your home.
This is true.
You know? Imagine saying, hey, I got a funeral to go to, but I'm going to make it to the job when I leave the funeral. Now, they done went to the funeral. They done been around the one body. But now they're going to the, to the burial, and they're walking over all of these graves, because y'all know in most places the graves are on the ground. People are walking, when I've been in those type of situations, I'd be like, excuse me, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Rest, please. And then I've walked over, I've been in cemeteries where people have literally, where spirits have been like, help me, I'm not at peace. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, I'm not here for that.
Right.
But when you're called to do something, you have to do it. Now, as a mambo, I have to be prepared for these situations right then and there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because now I have a decision to make before I make it to this car or this whatever vehicle I'm in.
Right. Right, right.
But this person goes to work, they do this, they do that, and now they walking in there. People are hugging them, right? Because they
I don't
knowing
know
what they
nobody
just
like
came from. Talking to them, so that's an exchange of energy as well as hugging.
that.
Touching them on the shoulder, and now these energies are releasing right on into you, and you have no idea.
Yep.
So that's why I say you have to be careful. You literally have to be careful because you don't know what you're running into, what or who you're running into. So yeah, what other questions do you guys got for tonight? I know Kiara was like, I have a whole bunch of questions.
I do. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I have to sorry with this math. Hold on.
Okay. Brittany just don't be wanting to ask no questions. She be like, and what be crazy is like, then she'll bombard me the next morning with a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah, it just take me a minute, bro.
But we live right now. Do anybody that's watching have any questions? If anybody's watching and have questions, you can put your questions in the comment section and I will answer them. Like,
Okay, I was fascinated. Like I told y'all, I'm fascinated with drums. It don't matter what it is.
yep,
Like
I love drums.
The church drums, but the actual using your hands,
Yeah.
congos and stuff like that. And when it puts me in a trance, it's not a trance like a fearful one. It's more of like I've heard it before, or I've been involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like I knew, like it was like it's something in me that was familiar.
So let me ask you this question. Have you ever heard an African song and knew the song already, but it was your first time hearing it?
That's all I have. Sometimes when I hear something, yeah.
That's me a lot of the times with music, and it's like, how did I know that song?
And it's like, it felt like, man, like I heard the song before, but then it's like, is it something that I wrote, or you know, it's like you put yourself in the shoes of that,
right?
Yeah. You like envision, like, where did I hear this at? And then the picture starts forming.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. That was in the past life. Oh snap.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like all the Orisha songs that I knew and had heard them for the first time, you know, after like having to do this for, you know, because once being initiated and having to do these things as Mambo, I was like, that's crazy. Because before being Mambo, I did not, you know, I had to learn it, you know, but it was like to make sure I was saying everything right. But I literally knew this before. So this was from a previous life. You know what I'm saying? And then like with the drums, I have drums everywhere. I have drums everywhere because actually when we do our voodoo rituals, we have to use the Congo drums.
Right.
So I have in the way that like I hear them playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like and what's crazy about my house is like I can hear them playing and nobody's like physically playing them. But spiritually I know it's the ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I was getting to, Kiara, when I was talking about drumming down the spirits, because that's a big part of the ritual that we have to do. you know. And
Mm-hmm.
shout out to the people who are coming to my live and going on my website, because I see that popping up. It's been popping up since we've been live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like what most people do, they kind of like check in and like look at the live and like, oh, she's live. Okay, like let me save it. So like definitely shout out to everybody who has, come to the live and went to the website. Um, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, any more questions y'all have?
Okay. So it's not even just the music with me; it's also the language. So I've told you even before, like how I can hear a different language, and my mouth would move. You get what? Like it's weird, y'all. I swear.
And you straight recognize it.
Yeah, and then or somebody even like what you did today, just a while ago. It's like my mind responded to you. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't say it. I don't know what it means. Like I can't tell you nothing. Okay, but it's something within me that's responding back to you without me having to voice it. You get what I'm like?
I think that comes from you being from your actual lineage. You get what I'm saying? It's like you may not be able to speak it physically in this life, but it's something that you used to speak. You get what I'm saying? Like when I came to Texas, I had to take speech classes because my original languages were Haitian and Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So people were like, how does she know how to speak Spanish, and Creole like that? And I'm like, well, because you have to look at my family and who my family is. You get what I'm saying? Then you would understand why I'm able to speak those languages so easily. But it comes to you like that because that's what because that's what you spoke before. Like, so maybe in the last life or a couple of lives ago, you get what I'm saying? That's what you were speaking, that particular language.
And there's a few of them because it be so interesting. It's like music to my ears. It's like a song within itself without the music.
Yeah, cause they that's why you said last week you had your Asian thing going on. And I'm telling you, when I do my Asian accent, it trips everybody out because they already be looking at me like, bro. Like if you literally look at me, you'll be like, what is she?
No, for real.
What is she?
Real. I'm so serious right now.
Like y'all just don't know. My husband, look, this was like year, because we've been together 17 years, but my husband looked at me a long time ago and was like, bro, what are you?
Right.
And I was like, what am I not? Should be the question.
Right. That part.
Because when I seen my whole map lit up on Ancestry, I was just like, okay.
That explains it.
Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get my love now for all of the culture. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't steal anybody's culture, but I definitely get why I love so many different parts of so many cultures. And like I said, I'm not mad at my family for that or anything like that. Like, I think that, hey, you guys do what you love. But yeah, like, my family is very cultured. Like, there was one family event that I went to, and there were people there from India.
Oh, wow.
You know? And I'm not talking about like Indiana. I'm talking about from actual India, you know. So that tripped me out, you know. And I mean, we were talking and having just like a real good time, but that was like the only thing that I went through that my mom and my grandpa did on my mom's side. Like after that, I didn't go to anything. But yeah, like it just tripped me out. That's why I was like, I get it, because when Kiara says stuff like that, I be like, girl, I feel you, because for a long time I thought I was there. You know, I thought I was going through that by myself. You know, I thought that was just something that I was experiencing. But like the more I got into spirituality, I began to realize that there are certain spiritual people who are going through those things too. So I was like, oh, okay. You know, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Can't tell what you use, child.
Hey, I think that's what everybody was trying to figure out, who seen that short that I put up when I did that short, and it showed they was like, oh my god, like, because I always, like, when we be out, I always take like little quick videos of myself. But like when we were out this weekend, I didn't post all of those because I had my kids in there, and I wasn't finna share that because that was more like personal, because my kids were in there. Right. Yeah, like, you know, we had an amazing time. You know, because I like, for me, it's like I try to do what I can, because I know that I'm gonna.
Baby is almost here.
Yeah, you know.
I know, right? Yeah.
So I be trying to still have fun, you know, with everybody and do little things. But that's why I was saying that like once we're done with the podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and upload that air sign reading. And then whoever wants readings, they need to book them like between now and June. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Cause I will probably take a break from doing readings. I just haven't decided, cuz like YouTube, it's not going to be hard to do readings on YouTube. What's going to be more harder for me is taking in a whole lot of personal bookings. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, I would rather people get their readings in now than wait, because you have to remember, I still have work to do. So the majority of my time that's being spent is going to actually be spent on doing workings for everybody. So like I'll get some readings in there, but it'll be workings and baby. You know what I'm saying? Baby and workings, workings and baby, baby and workings. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We ready?
I'm ready now. I'm ready right now.
Here for what you asked for.
I'm telling you, because I promise you, she be trying to strategize her escape plan. I'll be like, is you trying to kick your way out of here? You know? So yeah. But I'm still gonna do the podcast. I be thinking maybe we need to do it at a later time. But the reason why I don't, like, so if anybody wanted to know why I don't do it at a later time, is because I do have to go work. You see what I'm saying? Like normally when we get our rituals started, it's around like 11 or 12 o'clock. So if I was to do the podcast and start it at 8, then the podcast would not last till like now to like about 10. If I was to do it at 9, it would last to about 10, and then it wouldn't, you know, I couldn't do it that late. So that's why I
Right,
don't.
right,
That's why
right.
I don't do it that way. Cause I do have workings. So it's like my whole day is like kind of planned out already.
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when people do reach out to me, I do respond. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really do.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I feel like that particular person doesn't deserve my time or energy, or I need to like just cool off of them for a minute. Because I feel
Mhm.
like they may like be trying to take advantage of me or something like that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and don't one of y'all start. Please don't start.
Uh-uh. I'm not gonna say nothing. Not gonna say nothing.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say nothing either.
Yeah, I feel like y'all both lying, but okay. I feel like y'all both lying, okay? Hello to the people who are coming in to the live. Hello, you guys. um, yeah, these two be lying. They be like, I'm not even gonna start, and then here come Kiara.
No.
So,
Yeah, I usually be the one like, all right, y'all.
so how do you feel about this situation? That's why I'm over here like, Kiara, do you have any questions?
I know. Look, listen. I got it's so many because it's like it's in everything. So even like when I watch movies, because I think it's for me, it's more past just the music.
Mm-hmm.
It's like because I'm huge on movies. I love me a good movie. You hear me?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think we all
so
do, girl.
I think what I've gained to become more of a fan of, I was never a fan of sci-fi movies.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
like.
speaking.
I just think they were. I just thought they were so extra, like too extra. Like
Mm-hmm.
to me, like they're to me. I felt like they was trying to install fear, and
Right.
it's like, in the grand scheme of things, an alien could be one of us. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
why
Right.
do we have to make? Why do we have to draw it to be one the biggest or the tallest, something that we can't control? Like even
Right.
if it was something big like Godzilla,
Right.
like
Right.
we see. How do you know that we're not powerful enough to still take it down? Like you just
Right.
can't tell me that you trying to tell me that something as an alien is going to just be this big head, big eyes. No, it's going to be something that you're familiar with, something that you walk past every day, something that you look at. It's like we never. I always like. I don't know. I just always thought outside of the box,
And
and
right.
it's more so in movies.
And then bringing that
It's
into a reality standpoint, what happened in Miami
uh-huh.
with the aliens when the aliens popped up in the mall?
Yeah.
Right.
And people were like, why did that happen, or what was going on? Because portals are real.
Right.
You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Portals are real. So like that's why I was saying watch. I'm telling y'all, everybody who done came across this live, watch when this Lions Gate portal open, what's going to happen. Mark my words, there are going to be a set of situations that happen that everybody's going to hear about all over the world, and it's going to happen because people are messing with that Lions Gate portal not knowing what they're doing. When these
Mm-hmm.
like okay, January 1st, people can't help but blow me up before then because they want to know any number synchronicity. What do I need to do for 11/11? What do I need to do for 12/12? Speaking about the months, what do I need to do for 7/7? What do I need to do about 8/8? What do I need to do about 9/9? If you have to ask, you don't need to do anything, because when we have these synchronicities within the dates, especially like within the year, like let's just say February 2nd, 2022, right? When we have these type of portals, they're already opening and there are already things happening. And then there are already people and cults and all other kind of folks that are doing rituals to drum down and bring down demons and spirits. And like right now, there are a good 7 demons that people are working with right now in the month of April, because April is all about blooming and blossoming and new ideas and new things. And these people are coming in working with these negative deities to try to stop everyone from having those good things come in. So it's like, you please be careful. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can stay home on these days, stay home. Don't go out. Don't be out here at the ocean trying to do something. You may just get bit by a shark. You get what I'm saying? Or you might lose gaps of time that day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you guys something. There was a lady, her name was Lucy. And Lucy used to work with me a long time ago. And Lucy said she was on her way to work one day, okay? And she was like, this particular day, she was driving down the same street that she drives down every day, y'all. And she noticed that the streets wasn't different, the buildings wasn't different, but it was just something in the atmosphere that was different. So she was like, it wasn't any people outside. And she was like, she got concerned, so she parked. She went into this building to see what was going on. She said the people in the building were stuck in the building as if they were frozen in time. Okay. And when she sat down at this particular bar, because she was kind of confused, so it kind of like one of those knock you off your feet type of things. So she sits down in this bar, and there's one person in the bar that is moving around. Only one. And the thing asked her, why did you do what you did? And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that there are going to be repercussions for what you did. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm like, Lucy, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? And she was saying that she was doing this spell and she was trying to conjure this spirit, but she wasn't sure if she had the ritual wrong. So in the middle of her doing the ritual, she stopped doing the ritual. So that left the gate open. It let the portal open. Okay. And she did what she did. In that particular area where she lived, I believe she said 11 people died that day. Because it's like this little small town where they lived, and people were complaining about like headaches and injuries. And they were like at the hospital saying that they didn't know what was going on. People were saying that they were losing gaps of time. People who were like on the same social media platform, they were all complaining. People who know everybody and they're like friends on social media, they're like all talking about this. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So then she tells me, she was cool. She was cool, but her dad wasn't. Her dad was actually racist. So when her dad found out that she was working with me, he was like, I don't want you to work with that black girl no more. And she was like, what are you saying? Like, that's my friend. I love her. Like, I'm telling y'all, Lucy loved the mess out of me. Well, her dad said, I got something for that little black bitch. You won't leave her alone? I'll do this. So her dad like went and got a voodoo doll and tried to do something to harm me. So that next day, she's getting ready for work, to go to work like she normally does. And her dad is sitting at the table, and like he's at the table shook, y'all, like completely shook. So Lucy's like, Dad, what's up? What's going on? And he was like, I think you need to sit down, and I think you need to call that girl. And so Lucy gets on the phone. She gets me on the phone and she calls me. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, I thought your dad didn't like me. And she's like, well, my dad wants to talk to you. And so it took me by surprise, basically. So I was like, hey sir, you
Mhm.
know, what's going on, how are you? And he was like, you are really not to be messed with. And I was like, sir, what are you talking about? And he was like, I used a voodoo doll and I conjured these demons to do work and harm you. And I was like, well, what happened? And he was like, a woman named Marie popped up and told me that I better not touch you. I better not do anything to you. And I was like, sir, I think it's something you should know. Lucy's been doing work and she didn't tell me that she was doing work, you know, and she's already opened a portal to something. Whatever y'all did, whatever Lucy did, she needs to close that portal because Lucy did not know if she had the ritual right. So she didn't finish it. So I'm like, y'all need to close that portal. And he was like, no, I need you to listen to what she said to me. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. So he was like, the woman said that if I don't take back what I did to you, they're gonna hurt my wife. And my wife is already in a bad, you know, situation. And I'm like, well, why would you do something towards me? I don't have a problem against you. And he was like, I just don't like your kind. And I was like, well,
Oh,
sir, that's not a valid reason. You get what I'm saying? For you to just not
right.
like my kind or however you know, choose to put it and to decide to do a ritual against me. You know, cuz
Right.
I've never done nothing to you or your daughter, you know? Like I'm really trying to
Right.
help your daughter. And he was like, I see that now. You know, I see that now and I have to make it right. Or he said I don't know nothing about this magic crap. You know, I just know what I had a friend in town that told me, and this is what I did. And he said, and the lady told me that she was your ancestor and that she was going to hurt me if I didn't undo what I did. And I was like, well, that's
Mhm.
how she is. You know, she's very protective over me. And
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, he was like, just please tell me you forgive me. And I was like, sir, you just literally worked a whole voodoo ritual on me and you asking me to forgive you. That's entirely crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I couldn't forgive him in that particular moment because I was still shocked at what was I was sitting up here like, what is wrong with these people? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting up
Right.
here,
Right. Right.
oh yeah, they look good.
Yeah, now let me see. It's probably ranked him.
They look good. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? This is entirely crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I promise you, that girl, I never heard from her, and I never heard from. I mean, I heard from her like a few, you know, a few days after that, but like after a few weeks after
Mhm.
that, we stopped talking. You know what I'm saying? Because
Wow.
her dad was like really, her dad was just real adamant about her, you know, talking to me.
Wow.
And
Mhm.
he did have her call me back, and he was like, that lady, she still comes to see me and she literally scares, you know, the crap out of me. Like, you know, and Lucy was telling me, she was like, girl, my dad has been sleeping with all his guns and he's been drinking a lot more. And I'm just like, the guns are not gonna help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are gonna have to, you're going to have to apologize to the spirits. It's not about me
Definitely.
forgiving you. It's about you having to apologize. But
Mhm.
see, at the same time, they were like, after this girl Lucy opened up this portal, they were experiencing all kinds of stuff in that house because
Mhm.
the wife, she was sick, but she wasn't in a
Mhm.
catatonic state. All of a sudden the wife
Mhm.
started being in a catatonic state. She couldn't
Oh
respond to
shit.
anything. And I'm like, Lucy, close the portal. And she was like, I
Right.
can't, I don't know how to do it. So I told her what she needed to do it. And Lucy was like,
Mhm.
no, we found somebody that's going to close the portal for us. And Lucy was telling me that the person that she got in touch with told
Mhm.
her that what her
Mhm.
dad did was entirely wrong, and what she did opened up a portal that she could not close. And y'all, I
Mhm.
ain't, after that I never heard from Lucy again. So I don't know what happened.
Mhm.
I didn't do no divination on it. I didn't do no pendulum. I was like, nope, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not dealing
Right.
with it
That's
because
crazy.
this is the thing. Lucy would tell me about the land that they were living on was cursed land, that the natives had cursed the land because the land
Mhm.
had been stolen from the natives. And I'm like, come
Right.
on now,
Right.
Lucy. Now, if you knew this going
Right.
into this, why would you do that?
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You done opened up 10 portals on top of a gateway of portals that
That's
you
crazy.
can't close. And like Lucy would listen, like at night, like Lucy would text me and be like, I'm so scared, please pray for me because it's literally spirits all around my room. And I'm like, Lucy, why did you do this? Why
Man,
did you do this? And like,
that's crazy.
and see, like she was into like real heavy metal rock music. So like when she was, because I asked her what she did, she was playing the heavy metal music while she was doing it. And
Mhm.
when she did the ritual, um she did it on Halloween.
Oh shit. Oh
Yep.
no.
She did the
Oh no.
ritual. She did the ritual
Oh no.
on Halloween night at 10:10. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
girl, I don't know what to
Oh
tell
my
you.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh
Yep.
my gosh. Anything but Halloween, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So I've had my experience with people who try to do rituals and open up portals. That's why I say I always tell them, if you have to ask someone, then just don't do it because you don't know what you're putting in your family. So her stepmom went into this whole
Mhm.
catatonic state and nobody knew what to do. Like literally nobody knew what to do. Like it was this other girl I knew, she was doing love spells on her husband. Okay. She
Mhm.
was doing love spells on her husband, and like
Mhm.
she would literally try to tell me how she was like calling the spirits in and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
in one of her rituals that she was telling me about, it has something to do with her welcoming in things through this portal type of situation. Okay.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
was like, you need to take that part out of that ritual because you shouldn't say things like that. You do not welcome anything in. This is why I always say I do not welcome anything in that ain't
Mhm.
supposed to be here, that ain't my ancestors, my spiritual team,
Exactly.
the divine most high creator, my angels and ascended masters. I do not invite anything in my home. And you know how some people are like, you know, when they're watching certain things, you see them get to praying and stuff in the comments, you begin to
Mhm.
understand why people are praying in the comments when they're watching certain things, because the
Yeah.
things that people literally say when when they're watching these things. I told that girl not to do that magic on that man, and that man started beating
Mhm.
her. He was like he couldn't live without her, and
Oh,
I've never heard from her again. So I don't know what
that's
happened.
crazy.
I don't know what
Mhm.
happened. The last that I heard from her, she was calling the police on him because he was saying that he was going to unalive her, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've never heard
Okay.
from her again. That man literally took, because they had two babies, like two twin babies. That man took that. This is how I knew I already knew he was possessed, but this is how I really knew he was possessed. That man
Mhm.
picked up the bed that the babies was in. Keep in mind, cribs are heavy.
Right.
He
Right.
picked up the
Right.
crib and he threw it
So what the?
while the babies were in it.
What the? Oh no.
So
What?
when I'm telling you,
Oh no.
when I'm telling you, and this was the person too that was asking, what do I need to do on this is when she was trying to do something on the Lions Gate portal, and she was like, she's doing doing all of this stuff and this magic and stuff that she was doing on her own, and all of a sudden everything went crazy in her home. Okay. Same thing with other people that I've come across and that I've met, and they've told me, like, how their family members have just been dropping like flies, and I'm like, can y'all please leave these portals alone? And these channels and these people that have these pages, they need to stop posting and telling people it's this portal, go do this. You know what I'm saying? They need to stop doing that. But that's because people are uneducated. So the thing that you want to do in spirituality, you want to find you someone that you can vibe with, that you can connect with, somebody that you can trust. Okay, it's very important. Somebody that that's gonna, they're gonna tell you the truth, basically. Okay, they're not gonna sugarcoat anything. They don't care about your feelings. They're gonna tell you the truth. That's what you need. And that's who you trust when it comes down to learning about spirituality, for those who don't know. Other than that, if you don't trust anybody, you don't want to work with anybody, you want to work in solitude, then buy you books and trust yourself. But at the same time, you have to realize that these people who are writing books, these are just opinions of them. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody's bought a spell book to use a spell book, and the spells didn't even work. You get what I'm saying? And then you have to think about it. Like I said, when those candles are burning down, they are releasing energy into your home. So what are you really releasing? You get what I'm saying? I've known girls who have seen what I do spiritually, and then like all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm a witch. I'm doing, you can book me for this, that, and the third." And people that they know are literally booking them, but then the people that I know are in my inbox asking me what to do for the ritual. I'm not in that. That's between you and your client. Leave me out of it. I'm not in that, because first of all, you should not be taking anyone's money if you do not know what you're doing.
Right.
You have to be real enough with people and real enough with yourself. But see, the thing is, people want to be right. People want to be that go-to person. People want to get that money. That's all they're concerned about. I don't care about anybody's money. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at my YouTube live right now. It says we done made $0 tonight. We've made $0 every night we've done this live. I'm here to educate.
Yeah.
I'm here to educate. That's why I keep saying, hey, hello, I see you guys coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for even taking. I don't care if you're here for 1 minute. Thank you for using your time to come in and watch this live. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not asking anything of you. I'm not going to ask anything of you because I don't feel like it's right. Someone says, I need freedom from farm magic on me, and I don't use magic. I pray, but I feel I need some extra protection. Let me know what you think. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, dark magic. So what I'm going to tell you, Shannon, is that you need to book me. Okay, book me, or either email me and we can talk about it more, about what's going on with you. That's what I'm about to put my email in the chat. So you don't have to put like your personal information in here. Because I keep, and a lot of people ask me, was that your laptop? Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, babe. You're welcome. Just email me and kind of let me know what's going on, and either I can tell you what to do, or I can work with you and I can help you, do that. But That's just, that's just your options. But when we talk about magic, a lot of people think that magic is not real. And just like imagine living on a portal, or living, because all of us live around portals and we don't even know, most people don't even know that they're living around a portal. But imagine living around this portal and somebody's working magic on you. Do you know how easy it is for those things to walk right through that portal and access you?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Access your family. Because I'm telling you, my mind was blown. Like I said, I love Lucy. And I would talk to Lucy's stepmother all the time. So from talking to Lucy's stepmother, every day, asking how she's doing, because originally how me and Lucy came together was Lucy wanted me to do healing magic on her stepmother because she loved her stepmother, and I was healing her. What I was doing for Lucy's mother, stepmother, on Lucy's budget, it was working. Lucy was sending me $200 every 2 weeks. That's what Lucy had. So Lucy was sending me $200 every. I was sending her oils, baths, all kind of things, teas, and her stepmother went from this very, I'm talking about very sickening state to a very good state. So for her stepmother to go from being good and nearly almost completely healed to a catatonic state,
that's wild.
and she couldn't talk. I'm telling y'all, Lucy was like, please, I'll come and pick you up. I'll pay you guys $5,000-$10,000 to just come to, what I'm saying. She was gonna get the money from her dad. Her dad is the one who had the money. You know what I'm saying? But her dad didn't like me, and her dad was racist. There was no way I was going to some country town in Texas, and your dad is racist. My family would probably never see me again.
No.
I mean, obviously my ancestors would have protected me, but the point of it is, it could have been months later. Ain't no telling how far I would have had to walk back to civilization. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or what really would have took place. But that man told me. He told me that he tried to do spells on me because he was racist and he did not like me. And he was he said that Marie told him that it didn't. The wife wasn't in a catatonic state because of what he did to me. She was in a catatonic state from what Lucy did and what Lucy unleashed that came through that portal. So he was asking Marie for her help at this point. You get what I'm saying? And Marie said, well, why would I help you? And you done sat here and tried to curse my, my grandniece.
Right.
And she said, if that ain't calling the pot calling the kettle black. Now you want my help after you done sat here and, conjured these spirits. And he was like, well, that's the thing. I thought I was conjuring one spirit, and their house was full of spirits. And the woman, when I'm telling you, listen, when I'm telling you, the woman is like stuck in a position like she's seen something. Okay, this is the state she was in. Because Lucy, she FaceTimed me. And she's like, look at her. What do I do? And I'm like, girl. That woman looked like she was stuck in a shark. You know what I'm saying? Like she's seen something and can't get out of it. I'm like, y'all need to get out of that house. And Marie came to me and said, it don't matter where they go, it's gonna follow them. Those spirits, Marie said to me that those spirits belong to Lucy and her family now. And Marie looked me dead ass in my face and said, that's why you don't conjure what you can't banish. And when I tell you, me and Lucy were FaceTiming, and one of those spirits looked back at me and grinned, I hung up that phone. I'm telling you, after that, I have never heard from that girl again.
Oh my God. That is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not I appreciate that, Shannon. It's not your fault. Some people are just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Lucy was telling me, like, her not only was her dad racist, but her grandfather was racist and his father was racist. So like it was just like a path of them not um liking melanated people. But his daughter, like I'm telling y'all, Lucy really loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really loved me because she was like, I love you, your magic words, this, that, and the third. And when she found out what her dad did, that's what made her call me, because she was like, Dad, why would you do that? That girl has done nothing to us but help us. She's helping your wife, be alive right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked. I was shocked. Like, when I seen that woman's face and that thing looked back at me and smiled, y'all, I messed up my iPhone. I messed up my iPhone because I poured Florida water all over it. I started cleansing it. I started cleansing myself. Like, all of that. I was like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? What is literally going on? And that's why I tell you guys to be careful, because there were so many spiritualists who did not want me to come onto this platform. Like, so for everybody who's coming in, hi you guys. But when I was getting on my YouTube platform, when I even got on Facebook and I started getting on and talking about spiritual things, all my enemies hated it. So like, they used to literally try to send demons to me. And like, there was this one time, y'all, I was in the shower and a demon literally was trying to touch me, but it couldn't touch me. And my dad was telling me, because this was like newly when I had met my dad. My dad was telling me, like, your enemies don't want you speaking to YouTube. They don't want you speaking on Facebook or any other platform, because they know that you're going to tell the truth. And when people listen to you, they're going to see that you're very humble in what you're saying. Baby, can you go get my charger? Cause like right now for my laptop, no. Can you go get my charger for my laptop? Cause like right now I'm talking to everybody here on this live. I'll be 8 months pregnant next week. You see what I'm saying? I'll be 8 months pregnant next week. I don't have any reason to lie about anything that I'm saying. But the things that I have seen, everyone else hasn't seen. So I come on here to educate people, because they can get tied up into things. Like, y'all just have to understand, before, like, the buildings that we see right now today, these things were not here. Where our homes are, people were killed all across the lands of this world. You get what I'm saying? These spirits end up becoming land spirits, water spirits, earth spirits, air spirits, fire spirits, and so on. You get what I'm saying? So this is why this episode is so important, because people then go, they're listening to this music. The music is opening up a portal, right? Just like in the movie Sinners, what happened? Sammy got to playing that. He got to playing that guitar, and here come all the spirits of all races and faces coming into the portal, past, present, and future. And now they're in here, and they done called on you. You done got the attention of something else. You see what I'm saying? So you can go into something with the intention of one thing, but end up coming up with something else. And once you conjure something you can't banish, is crazy. I knew another girl. What she did, yeah, it's bloodshed all over the world. And here we are building our homes, going to these grocery stores. People are like, hey, did you see that? Somebody else is like, see what? Somebody done saw a spirit, but other people or someone else couldn't see it, because they don't have that intuitive eye to see it. Or you go in a room and you're like, why is it so cold in here? You know what I'm saying? At a certain time, or you constantly being awakened at a certain time, because the spirits are up at night. You know how many people tell me they can't stop waking up at 333, 444. You know what I'm saying? Anything before sunrise. That's because these spirits are abroad and they're waking you up. You got to cleanse that house. You can't let, I know, you know, you guys love people and they're your friends or your family. You can't let these people touch you at work. You don't know what these people are going through. These people are touching on you and you going back and taking it home. And then some people, when they go home, they so tired, they don't even take a shower. So they're not even cleansing themselves, you know,
Right. And
physically or
to them band they
spiritually.
work.
You see what I'm saying? And once you walk through that door, which your door is a portal, you unleashing it right on into the threshold. You know what I'm saying? So us in general have to be careful because we're being lied to in so many ways. You know, your kids come in your room and say, "Mommy, I can't sleep." You on restless land. Where we live right now was a reservation that was taken and it was turned into houses. And my theory is every you know how it be houses and stuff by the freeway. Anytime there are houses by the freeway, that's a full blown reservation. Because what happens when you get around the freeway, right? There's still all this land, all this untouched land, or all this land that's been put, new businesses have been put on it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you guys really have to be careful. It's not just about cleansing because of who you come in contact with, but it's about where you are at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like this other girl I knew, she was like, "Oh, I want some money." She was selling honey on Facebook, and she was like, "I want people to buy my honey, so I'm going, do a ritual for Oshan." Oshan is a Orisha, for those who don't know. And she does this ritual. I told her not to do it, but she did it anyway. And when you do a ritual with Oshan, you're supposed to taste the honey before you give it to her, because Oshan was poisoned with honey. So first you have to call on Alegua, and Alegua has to give you the right and the passage to speak with Oshan. If he gives you the passage, then Oshan, makes her presence known. So in her presence, you have to taste the honey in front of her. The girl never did none of that. She didn't conjure a legua. She didn't do nothing. She just set up some candles that was yellow and orange, and she did her ritual with Oshan. She said she had been completely rested, so she didn't understand why she fell asleep. That girl fell asleep. When she woke up, her whole apartment was on fire, and her and her son barely got out of that house. Well, out of that apartment. They both almost died. They had to stay in the hospital for weeks because of smoke, because of smoke inhalation. My whole thing to her was, why did you do that? I told you not to do that. And when you tell when situations like this happen, people get mad at the spirit. You can't get mad at the spirit. You have to get mad at the person casting and conjuring the spirit, because you don't know the order of service. There is an order of service for every ritual. You know what I'm saying? And she did not do those things properly, and that's why that happened. So, I had to disconnect myself with her, for one, because I didn't want to mess up my relationship with Oshan with someone who had made bad with Oshan. You get what I'm saying? So I had to remove myself out of that space. But one thing about this girl, we were on the phone one day, and she was like, "Oh, I'm reading cards on you. Who told you to read cards on me?" She was like, "Well, I really can't get a clear description." I said, "Do you think my ancestors are going to let you just do a reading on me and see whatever it is that you're trying to see? They're going to confuse you." She said, "Yes, because I'm very confused." And I'm like, I don't understand why you guys do that. You know, now there are people who have told other people, you know, leave those tarot cards alone. Tarot cards are a portal. And people say, no, they're not a portal. They are a portal because you're getting answers from the tarot. So even if this is why I say, if you're going to do divination, you need to know what you're doing, because you're going to open up. Did I not tell you that, Kiara? And I know Kiara was like, why is she telling me I can't use no cards? I can buy me some cards and use some cards because it's a portal. So you have to know what you're doing. So if something arises, you know how to get rid of it. So when you guys see my readings, my space is cleansed. You get what I'm saying? My ancestors are fed. My spiritual team is fed. I've already given my offerings before I do this. You see, now I don't know about any other readings, but I give offerings before I do my readings. You get what I'm saying? I do my morning devotions every day. So I don't know if someone else is giving those morning devotions, because I've seen in comments where people have said that they were watching someone's reading and then all of a sudden something, you know, bad happened to them. And I was like, that person might not be appropriating those spirits correctly. You see what I'm saying? Because again, all of this is portals. American holidays are portals. Go look up those holidays. People were slaughtered on those days. And here everybody is celebrating. Every time somebody's doing one thing at the same time, it's a ritual. So what are you inviting in? That's why I said I love you guys on my YouTube channel. I consider all of you guys as family, but I will never sit up here and you will never see me saying, "Oh, we going to Maui. Oh, we going to Bali. Let's get a B&B, y'all. Let's go do some magic together. Let's do some rituals together." We're not fixing to do that. Do I go and do that with my elders every weekend? Yes, but my elders are a part of my house of Legba. You get what I'm saying? These are my teachers who have been teaching me since I was 5 years old. I'm not going to invite people into something and look what happened to Dana Jackson. If you don't know who Dana Jackson is, I want you guys to look up Dana Jackson. Go look up. I don't know her name. If you guys know her name, put her name down in the comments. But there is a woman, she was trans, and she went to this guy to get a cleansing done. Okay? And when she went to this guy to get this cleansing done, all she was getting was a cleansing. And the woman died that night in that man's townhome. And the police, you know, said that it was no foul play or nothing like that. But us spiritual people believe that that man used that woman as a sacrifice.
Oh my God.
With Dana Jackson. Dana found a group on social media. She was interested in voodoo. She went to go get initiated in voodoo. On the 7th day of the initiation into voodoo, you cannot have any contact with anyone. You can't have your phone or anything. This is straight solitude on day 7. So she told her son on day 6 about day 7, and that she would call him basically on day 8. So she goes into this ritual on day 7, but she doesn't make it out. She dies in the ritual. Nobody knows why she died, you know, or anything like that. And the thing about that is, when I was taught that when you initiate into voodoo, the spirits of the house have to accept you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I have multiple Loas and Orishas that I work with because of who I am as a chosen one. They chose me, in other words. You get what I'm saying? The divine chose me for this path. So if people are going to come to me and they're going to need my help. They're going to have a priestess who has a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Not nothing sexual,
Right.
but a relationship with these spirits. You get what I'm saying? A lot of
Right.
these
Right.
people say, "Well, I'm a Oshan child. I'm a child of Oshan." You're claiming to be a child of Oshan, then how are you going to work with someone who is a child of Oya?
Mm.
How are you going to work with someone who is a child of Yemaya? How are
Mm.
you going to work with somebody who, you get what I'm saying now? Who is a
Right.
child of
Right.
Ogun? Who is a child of
Right.
Alegua? How are you going to work with these people? You're not going to be able to work with them. So instead of just telling the people the truth, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they just sit there and they lie to them. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They just sit there and they lie to them, and it's like, no, don't do that. You don't lie to those people like that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't do that. And I don't understand the logic of those people. You get what I'm saying? I don't, because Dana never made it home to her family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where the situation is sitting right now with Dana, but the last time I heard, her family hadn't still got her body. And this, if you go look
Wow.
up what happened with Dana Jackson, this happened months and months ago. And her body is still not laid to rest, but many people think that she has been turned into zombie, which zombie is, for us here in the States, we're like, oh, a zombie is somebody who has some kind of crazy disease that makes them want to eat other humans. But a
Mm-hmm.
person in Haitian, in the Haitian religion, who has been turned into zombie, they don't eat. You get what I'm saying? They don't really eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're more so like a slave to whoever turned them into zombie or zombie. You get what I'm saying? So they have to work and do whatever that person tells them to do. So like Shannon was saying that she's being attacked, right? She's saying that she's being attacked. Let's just say that this particular person, if they're using someone, you'll be like, why does this crazy looking person keep coming over here doing this to me or doing that to me? And that's because this person was sent directly to attack you. You get what I'm saying? Now when you tell the average unchosen, this unintuitive, unspiritual people, this, they don't understand this. And this is what we were talking about earlier, as the difference about being in the South. Because when you in the South, everybody done heard about something. Everybody knows something. Somebody knows something always when it comes down to spirituality and what you should do. But there are people who are being attacked. Like I said earlier, way before Shannon commented, I said there are people who are being attacked, don't know why they're being attacked. They're really good people. They don't do anything to anybody. And they keep coming across these people who keep coming to attack them. And they have no absolute reason why. They don't understand it. There are people that I've literally told, hey, somebody's attacking you with dark magic. And they're like, well, I don't believe that because I don't do nothing to nobody. And I'm like, but everything that you explained and everything, that you explained after I've done this reading for you, it matches up. But you don't believe it. And that's crazy. People
Yeah.
don't talk to or see any longer for years, but still reach me and know they practice magic. And mm, look, I'll, like I told you, Shannon, I'll help you. I'll help you. Me, like my favorite thing to do is actually hex breakers. I'm definitely not dark. Okay, I don't even like if you dark. I don't even fool with you. Um, I grew up not knowing who my father was. I met my father when I was 30 for the first time. I am now 40. When I was 35, I cut my father off, meaning I haven't talked to my father in 5 years because I found out that my father practices dark magic. My father is a Bokor. That's what we call someone who practices dark magic in our Haiti culture, right? So
Mhm.
I watched my father wish death on one of his kids' mother, and in 3 months she was gone. And when I tell y'all, my dad did not have anything in his hand. There were no candles lit. There was nothing. There was no sacrifice done. He spoke it. And when
Mhm.
she passed, guess who got custody of the kids?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? My dad did.
Mhm.
I was sending those kids. I had been sending them money before she passed because she was like, trying to work and take care of the bills and everything. So I would send the kids money to and buy them
Mhm.
shoes and stuff like that. But when I found out that my dad was getting 10K a month for the kids and wasn't spending the
Wow.
money on the kids, and then that the kids knew that my dad was like talking bad about me to them and to everybody else and nobody was telling me, I had to remove my energy. Now
Mhm.
keep in mind, thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. Keep in mind I was also trying to get pregnant at this time. But
Mhm.
after I cut all of these people off who were meaning me harm, but I was trying to help because that's how I am. I believe in the divine most high creator. You know, so I believe that you can be redeemed. Like they say how
Right. Right.
a lot of people say Christ is the redeemer. I feel like you
Right.
can be
Right.
redeemed. I feel like you can redeem yourself if you allow yourself to be redeemed, so you can make better decisions in this life than you made in your past life. So a lot of people
Right.
who have made themselves my enemies, I've actually tried to help them. However, they don't want my help. They want to remain dark.
Mhm.
They want to remain my enemies. And it's like I've never did anything to you guys but love you and show you love. You guys have never seen me on a live cussing anybody out. Even when people talk bad to me, I could talk bad to them, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like I'm literally doing this live right now. Next week I'll be 8 months, and all of these things have come into fruition for me because I've pulled myself away from these type of people who carry and exhibit these type of energies. And for the people who want to get pregnant, it can happen, but you have to cut those people off. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
You
Right.
have to cut those
Mhm.
negative people off. And what's sad about all of this is that even though these people don't like me, even though these people hate me, I still love them. You
Mhm.
know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And people are like, well, how could you, I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I keep saying I'm of love, because only a person who is
Mhm.
of love could still love their
Mhm.
enemies. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
love them
Right.
from a distance, but I
Right.
still love them. I love my dad, but I don't want to be nowhere near him because if you could do that to your kid's mother, what would you do to me?
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What would you do to me?
Yeah.
And I've seen my father on this same land try to open up portals, and I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I've had to go in and do the work to close down everything. Like, y'all don't know, but I had to work. I had to do a 21-day ritual when my father left. I had to do a 21-day ritual, and to get the energy out of my home that my father left behind. So
Oh my God.
Right. So nobody can really do a 21-day ritual, right? Because you guys have to work. So this is doing the ritual at the same day, at the same time. But see, I work for myself. So that's why it was easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Hate will only receive hate and accomplish nothing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And being that you're saying that, Shannon, you do have to remove yourself from those type of people. You get what I'm saying? You have to remove yourself from those type of people because that's all they breed. That's all they breed is hate, you know? And you don't want that type of energy, in you guys' circle. So this whole episode has been about music and the portals that it opens, and we were talking about the movie Sinners. I think the movie Sinners is a really good movie, but it does show you that that music opens up portals. Same way when we in church and everybody's catching the Holy Ghost. They're catching the Holy Ghost because the Spirit is it's catching them. It's catching them. And they're praising, and they're like they're some people are crying, jumping up and down, going in circles, running back and forth. Yeah, some people, so much is going on because the Spirit has got a hold to them. You get what I'm saying? And then these people, they come out of this trance, and a lot of them have no idea what is going on. You get what I'm saying? But they know that they feel better. You know what I'm saying? They know that they feel better, but in other instances, yeah, I get why our elders were telling us don't listen to that dark music, don't listen to that worldly music. I get that now as an adult because the things that can be opened up, so if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than free to put your questions in the chat. My email is also in the chat, and so is my website. My website is actually pinned. And you guys can, email me. You can, my business information is online. You can call me, and like I'll definitely, answer whatever questions you have. Or if you're being attacked or faced with anything, you know what I'm saying, we'll help you. That's what the Brew House Lair is all about. Like, I'm a clean witch. I don't even consider myself a witch. I'm straight priestess mode. You know what I'm saying? I've been initiated into my practice. And like I said, that's the reason why I have so many enemies, because I will not let the darkness get me. My father who raised me, not my father who's the Bokor, who's my biological father, but my father who raised me, he told me a long time ago, he was like that the devil wants you, and he wants a lot of people like you because of the abilities you have, because your abilities could help him. I've spent my whole entire life fighting up against this dark side in my sleep when I'm awake, because I won't do it. You get what I'm saying? So for other people who are fighting this same thing, it is a fight, and it can be a very hard fight, but it's a fight that we have to fight by being warriors for the most divine high creator. You know what I'm saying? He knew who to choose to fight these wars. And that's what I tell myself, and I tell my clients, just like Shannon, you're coming up against this magic because the divine knows that you can beat it. But you have to, sometimes we have to come in contact with these types of dark magics so we can see that it's real, so we can, get with someone who knows how to fight it, and we can learn from them, so we don't have to go through these type of things anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like all of this is for a reason. Everybody who came across this live tonight came across this live for a reason. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very long. I'm not sure what parts you guys came in on, but whenever you have time, you can go back over it and look at it in parts, because all of us have said some like real amazing things here tonight. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys want to hear more about our experiences, just let us know. If you guys want us to do the lives at another time so you guys can get on. You can let us know that if you want us to come on live more than just Tuesday. Let us know that too, because that's something I've been thinking about. I don't know if y'all want to do that, but if y'all do, I'm definitely down.
Yeah, just let me know.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
You know, my schedule crazy, but I'm cool with that.
Because we can do a live where we have a certain subject that we're talking about, and then we can do a live where we don't really have a certain subject that we're talking about. We're just, you know what I'm saying, on and and talking to the collective. So, long as you guys are learning, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Long as you guys are getting, what you need to get, like, I'm definitely good. If you guys have any questions, you guys can put those in the chat before we get off of here. And then, do you guys have anything to say?
No. I think we pretty much.
Y'all do notice every time I say we not gonna be on here that long, we on here that long because we've been on here almost 4 hours.
Listen,
I'm gonna just stop saying that. I'm just gonna stop saying we ain't gonna be on here that long. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that.
It proves you wrong every time.
It does. It does. It does. It really does. But even if I don't know, even if you guys like I said, if you don't want to ask your questions in the chat and you want to ask them personally, I'm trying to give you guys time to look in the comments and get my email. And then my email is also on my YouTube page too. So yeah. But Shannon, I'm sorry to hear what has been happening to you too and what you've been going through, because I just like when I do my readings, I feel like you guys are really good, genuine people. I feel like everybody who finds my channel, who follows me, who subscribes to me, who joins the channel, I feel like that you guys are really good people. You just end up meeting a whole bunch of people who have these attachments, and the situations can turn pretty ugly. Is what I'm gonna say. Because for somebody to be doing farm magic on her, they're using the spirits of that land to do it. I haven't even read her yet, and I'm already knowing they're doing farm magic. Maybe that's because where they live, but also because of the spirits who are on that land. You get what I'm saying? And when you think about it, when you think about them doing farm magic on Shannon, think about how many spirits and people have walked those lands.
Right.
And now you're using all of those energies to attack one person. That is so weak.
Right.
And Shannon is still standing. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Yeah, thank you for your words. I'll reach out." Okay, thank you, Shannon. Thank you as well. Thank you for your comments too. Thank you for joining our live. But I still feel like those people are very weak to do that to her. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna use all these land spirits on a farm to fight one person. That just shows how powerful Shannon is. You get what I'm saying? That shows how, like, I have one voodoo house, but I have 11 houses that I'm fighting against. All of these people don't even know me. You get what I'm saying? All of these people don't even know me. They just hate the House of Legba because it's mine. You get what I'm saying? They don't like me because I won't go teach where they are. I won't leave my business and go to their business. They all have their own reasons why they don't like me. They want to shut down my voice. They don't like me telling the truth. So they like make up these things to tell people about me, but I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. My channel is growing. I'm growing. I'm learning every day. The divine is constantly giving me. Thank you for subscribing. Shannon, um, everybody, is still, we're still ascending. Everybody who's on my channel is going to ascend. You get what I'm saying? On this channel, we're family, and I don't care who it bothers. You know what I'm saying? I only care about who it helps. You know what I'm saying? So I do love all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys for watching. We have been on for 4 hours. We've been on the phone for 4 hours for sure. So
Why is it 11:55, bro?
it's 11:55. Oh my god. Okay, well, we gotta wait one more minute.
1 more minute, guys.
Because I don't know if y'all know about the 11:55 thing, but at 11:55, that's when the ancestors and the spiritual team are letting us know that our enemies are working on us. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but we've been on the phone for 4 hours. Yeah, y'all can see it. We've been on the phone for 4 hours. Like, and it's 11:55 where she lives, but it's 10:55 where I am. So yeah. We're just gonna wait a little bit longer, then we're gonna get off, and what's crazy too, what's also crazy is me and Brittany both woke up today at 11:55.
Tragic. That is crazy now.
I asked Brittany, I was like, bro, what's up with that? Why are we both waking up at the same exact time? And she was
an hour difference. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I need to speak to the manager.
Right.
Okay. I need to speak to HR in the spiritual realm, because what is going on? But I mean, just like I said, you guys are fighting battles. I'm fighting battles too, and people are bold enough to attack me while I'm pregnant. Like, it's crazy. And it doesn't work. I'm still fine. When I tell you I have the armor of the Most High Divine Creator on me, like, the divine protects me. Like, if the divine didn't protect me, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I would have been gone a long time ago. My mom tried to, well, it wasn't really her, it was more so my grandmother. When my grandmother found out that my mom was pregnant with me, because my mom got pregnant with me when she was 13. So my grandmother took her to go get an abortion, and when she took her to go to get an abortion with me, she found out that my mom was 5 months pregnant. So, like, things had been constantly trying to take me out since then. Especially when they found out the prophecy about me and who I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to do on this earth, and how I was chosen by the divine, and how I was just going to help these people and fight evil. My grandma said that she didn't want me to be here. Like, she didn't want me to be born. They went to Cuba. They went to so many different places. To try to, they went back to Louisiana to try to take away the spiritual aspects of me. And everywhere they went, the people told them that child is a child of the divine Most High Creator. She belongs to the spirits. She's supposed to practice, and she's supposed to help people. She's supposed to heal people. Why would you not want that child to be born? And my mom that raised me told me that she told them that they were all gonna pay if they tried to stop it. And when I tell y'all, my mom and my grandma have, like, had the hardest time surviving. They've always struggled. That's because of what they did to me. Your baby sounds very lucky. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, I fought so hard to be here, y'all. Like, y'all have no idea.
Oh my gosh, I get emotional all the time thinking about it. Oh my god.
Yeah, like, they tried it. Like, their families tried to take me out. Demonic forces have tried to take me out. I've been in 18-wheeler car wrecks. Like,
Oh my
nothing, everything tries to take me out, but I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? Like,
God.
so I'm grateful. And I'm like, I'm real educated. So even when I went to law school, I was like teaching people law, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't believe in harboring, information. I believe in sharing it,
Right.
because some people are
Right.
not fortunate enough to go do it. But yeah, like I work so hard. I run, like I said, I'll be 8 months next week. I run 3 businesses of my own. I teach. I just do so much, but that's all in me giving back. You know what I'm saying? To help everybody. You know what I'm saying? My husband been like, you need to kind of calm it down now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I quit
I'm not.
asking. Quit.
Yeah, cause you used to ask me a lot, girl, go sit down, go rest, and I'm like, no, I gotta help the collective. No, I gotta help. Like, our daughter was telling me earlier. She was like, Mom, you said when you stand up, your back hurt, and you feeling pressure. No more readings today. I listened to her, but I didn't listen. I would not listen to nobody else. Like, so I didn't post the reading yet that I did earlier, for the air signs, because the reading was so jam packed with information for air signs. Like, somebody was being abused and being bullied and stuff like that. I was like, I gotta read you guys individually. So I want to read them individually for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Keep in mind the moon is in Aquarius, and somebody asked me on yesterday to do air signs, and it went in Aquarius yesterday. It'll be in Aquarius tomorrow, and then it'll transition into Pisces. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, all of this is just divine timing. You know what I'm saying? Our schedule with our podcast is divine timing. Sinners came out last week. We didn't even know Sinners was coming out until like 3 weeks ago. So everything is just happening. You say you were, and Ella thought I should tell you I am. Okay, you're a Libra. Oh, you're in law? You're in law, Shannon, or you're a Libra? I think if for everybody who's in law who sees this, I feel like we're naturally here to bring justice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got that Mama Bridget mentality. You know what I'm saying? And then for everybody who's Libras, I love Libras because I'm an Aries. And Aries and Libras are like, they're real, like, compatible with friendships and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they, Aries and Libra kind of balance each other out, kind of like Aries and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So when people find out I'm an Aries, they're like, while you're an Aries, I expected you to be more aggressive. Like, I'm only aggressive when somebody's trying to do something to my children or my family. Other than that, I don't really care what you say about me, because it doesn't make it true. You get what I'm saying? But leave the kids and the family alone. you know, leave the kids and the family alone. But yeah, like, I love being on here with them. I don't even want to get off, but it's 11 o'clock here, so I'm gonna have to get off. But I do plan, like, I want to do it a day. So, like, we need to talk about a day. That I guess I'll ask this on YouTube, like a day that you guys just want to do another podcast on, especially now that you're subscribed, Shannon. We can find out, and everybody who's been watching, we can find out another day that you guys want to do the podcast on, where more of you will, have time to actually be on, and we can all talk to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So peace, love, and abundance, guys. We love you guys, and we will see you guys in the next one. Later. Even the kids are saying bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Soraya.